Is it working? Is it live? Is my audio coming through loud and clear? Is it working? Is it live? Is my audio coming through loud and clear? Should have got some water. I should have got some water. I should have got some water. We all need water when we're going live. I should have got some water. I should have got some water. We all need water when we're going live. When we're going live. We all need some water. That's pretty cool. I think it was cool. Let me not talk too much so I can check out the audio first, real quick. As the thumbnail suggests, it is time for the Superman Man of Tomorrow animated movie discussion and also the Alien Earth. Damn, how the hell did I tangle these up so much? I just dropped them inside the bag and it's like they self-tangled. Dude, this is too much, man. That's a lot of tangled. Why are you so tangled? Why are you so tangled? Maybe someone did this to me in my sleep. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Now let's leave the singing alone. No, we will not leave the singing alone. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. Mm-hmm. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you and yours. Mm-hmm. All right, give me a second, peeps. Let me do the usual social media announcement. And then we're good to go. You said we're good to go. What? She said we're good to go. Yeah. I said we're good to go. Yeah. She said I got to know. What? You said you got to know. Yeah. I said I got to go. She said you got to know. Get it. Flip it. Got to go. Yeah. Get it. Got to know. Flip it. Got to go. Shake it. She said you got to know. Bring it. What got to go? Yeah. Shake it. Got to go. What? So you got to know. Flip it. Said I got to go. Bring it. So we're just doing singing before we start the show. You know what? Let me just get out and say it real quick. I just wanted to see people join in real quick. It's Sunday. People are chilling. Maybe I should have waited till tomorrow. It's raining down here. And I thought since it's Sunday, let me do a relaxed live stream. It's going to turn to a rant. Should I change the title to rant? Let me just say rant. Can I change the title while I'm here? Surely I can. Surely I can. No, I can't. That's odd. That's very odd. Normally, you can change the settings. Hmm. Now, that is interesting. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I'm should I do a Q&A or a poll? Should I do a poll? Let me do a poll. I'll do a poll. I'll wait and I'll do a poll later. All these accounts, you got to go on this account and let people know you're live. You got to go on this account, that account, all kinds of accounts. Damn, damn. Just to let the people know you're live. So many accounts, so many social media accounts. But first, let's check the audio is coming through just right, just right. The audio has to be coming through just right. Come on, what the hell, dude? All right, then. Coming through just right? Just right. Just right. Good. It's coming through just right. And it's bleeding into the mic, so I need to turn it off real quick. Good, good, good. So, Superman, Man of Tomorrow. Why can't I change this thing? Normally I can change the title. What's going on? That doesn't make any sense. That's very odd. That's never happened before. Something is at foot. At foot, or something is at my foot or your foot. Whose foot is this thing at? Where is this thing at to be at foot? Something is at foot. Get it away from my feet. I don't want it at my foot. Normally I can change the title. Just want to add the word rant. I was supposed to do like a watch reaction edit thing. By the time I set up my Patreon properly, then we can do a full-on watch reaction. I can diss the movie, I can hype the movie, pause and play, synchronize with y'all, or y'all synchronize with me. But anyway, I thought let me just watch it real quick. And I thought it was going to be good. So that means the first time I watched it, I must have suppressed or buried the memory of Superman Man of Tomorrow animated movie. And it wasn't good. The only best part that I enjoyed about it, or two things I enjoyed, but I don't even think James Gunn would have the balls to do it in the live action. But the two parts I enjoyed about this movie was the fight between Lobo and Superman, and then the Martian Manhunter's design. Yeah, I like the way he looked. I like the way the artist chose to depict Jean Jones in this telling or this version. So let me see if I can change this thing to just say rant. Very slow today, aren't we? It makes sense since you're drawing energy from. Can we alter it? Since you gave me no access earlier on. You gave me no access. Okay, I can alter it here. Okay, I can alter it. Good. We should call it vent mode activated. Hold on. What am I doing, dude? What am I doing? Acting like a noob. Are we satisfied with the new title? We are. This is a vent and rant. They both mean the same thing, right? I think everyone's used to seeing me say rant, so I thought I'd just change it to vent this time. And thank you for the new milestone. I've reached 1,300 subscribers. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Has that title changed? You tried to obstruct me earlier on from editing the video, but now I've successfully edited the video, YouTube. You think you're slick, but I'm made of coconut oil. I'm slicker than the rake. I don't even know what I was doing there, but it's going to pay off. I hope the audio is good. The audio seems good. I can mute it here. Okay, cool. Let me get into it. Finally saw this Man of Tomorrow animated movie. It's trash. I only like the two things of this movie is when when Lobo and Superman were fighting, and then the design for Martian Manhunter. But I said earlier on that I don't think James Gunn would choose that because since everyone cried at the dark tone or the the way Zack Snyder did his Superman, people didn't like it. So everyone's happier with this bright blue color. Everything is all giddy giddy, yay, yay, yay for James Gunn's Superman. I don't think it makes sense to keep that Martian Manhunter design from the Man of Tomorrow Superman animated movie. But the movie is dull. They did something to the Parasite character that I didn't like. I don't know if that's in the comics again because you know how everyone does. Oh, it's in the comics. It's exactly like that in the comics. Even though there's so many comics of Superman out there that have changed so many things. Oh, it's in the comics. It's in the comics. I'm so tired of you guys not reading the comics. It's in the comics. Which comics? It's always in the comics. Which one? Just let people know which one, so you don't pop a blood vessel. It's in the comics. God, it's in the comics. Which one? Which issue? Which issue number? So we can go and read it or buy it or whatever, or watch it on YouTube. Maybe even give us a link of specific YouTube channels that discuss these comics. You don't want to plop plop. You don't want to pop a blood vessel, man. It's in the comics. Hey, it's in the comics. In the comics, you never listen. We tell them it's in the comics, but they never listen. Yeah, because you don't know what freaking comics, dude. Defender of the Earth over here, defending nonsense. Always someone defending nonsense. Same thing with Alien Earth, defending. Wow, wow. This recent episode was abysmal, absolutely abysmal. And people actually left, right, and center. That video I posted up has got like how many? Can I check it on here? How many? I think I can. I think I can check it on here. It's got so much. You son of a dog. Where are you? Where are you? How many comments? 1,500 likes. Thank you very much, by the way. I mean, views, not likes. Yeah, that's a lot of likes. It's got 100. Well, give or take if you average one, so 50 comments roughly. Because by the time no, I don't. That's a poor average. I've replied to every comment, but other people have commented under other people's comments as well. So as it stands, it's 118 comments. Half are intelligent and half is just defending poor writing, man. Hopefully the show lets us know why Wayland wants these alien species, and even the person before Wayland, because we know the person who's in charge of Wayland right now is not it's the grandmother. So she passed away how many years ago, whatever. The whole thing is just so annoying. But the particular parts of the episode that I was thinking, an outbreak in they wrote this show to make Boy Cavalier seem intelligent, right? He even when he walked into the room one time, always think I'm 10 steps ahead of you. I was like, no, no, you don't. Unless this guy is low key a synth or a half cyborg or something, then maybe, just maybe. But the fact that what I don't understand is that he's built these things and he's given them some level of free will to an extent. I'm assuming. I'm assuming this is some level of free will. So that means they can't disobey, or they can disobey. Maybe the free will has limits. So maybe they can't disobey what they want them to do. Maybe when Boy Cavalier says jump off a building, they'll do it. But self-preservation, how does self-preservation work for an AI or for does it have the hunger to live when it knows it's not real as we are, and it's not going to a hell or heaven, or it's not going to suffer, it's not going to feel pain like organic forms do, then what's the need to want to survive? If you tell a synth to jump off a building, it shouldn't be bothered, right? It should just jump off the building. It shouldn't be like, well, if I jump off this building, it's going to hurt me. You're not human. So Maybe it's my lack of understanding how this thing works that's causing issues for me. So when the hybrid kid, what's his name again? Toodles or Toodle or Toddles or Toodaloo walked, you know, when the hatch door didn't, I should have said spoilers, by the way. But then again, I said talking. Spoilers, spoilers. If you haven't seen this episode of Alien Earth, spoilers is about to begin. In three, two, one, you have been warned. Mm. So as soon as he opened the hatch and the hatch got messed up, I understand that there's a seal on the other side, so the bugs can't come through. Now I'm going to ask a silly question in the way a child would ask a question. What exactly can those flies devour, and what exactly can't they devour? So the glass that they're in, the container they're in, that means they can't eat through that, or the acid that they spewed can't go through that glass, or whatever material it is, the room that they're in, and the metal or what. Let me, I'm just am I is it I can't even talk. So that room they're in, those two flies, is it that the room is built a certain way that they can't get out of that room? They can't chew through the room, whatever. Even if they spew all the acid in the world, it won't melt through the container they're in. It would have been cool to just get some form of dialogue. Maybe have Joe be the viewers. So Joe asks a particular question that the viewers are thinking. Then I almost said Charlie. Then Kirsch or Boy Cavalier answers the question. So that way it rests, we can rest easy, knowing that these things we're thinking is being answered by the show. Like Doctor Who is very, very good at doing that. When we're thinking of a thing, we're like, hold on, that doesn't make, when we ask it as the viewers, like maybe 3 to 5 minutes after, the show itself is so aware of what it's written that it expects viewers to ask a question. The character indirectly answers the question almost as if it's hearing us in real time. So it's like it's fourth or breaking, even though it's not. So I would like to know these things because I'm confused as to how the synths work. The hybrid, and I really want to see this thing play out. I really want to see who has asked Boy Cavalier to create these things. Either he's done it on his own volition and he wants to pitch it to other people, or he's being hired to do it, or he's been paid to do it. Like the concept alone, I can look at it in two ways. You're going to pitch this concept to a people or a very rich family who has a child or children that are ill, and they don't want to lose that child or children. So you say you can copy the consciousness of your child into this new synthetic body, and they don't have to die or whatever, and they get to live. So it's either for sick people or sick children of highly rich people, or people who are in a coma, who are related, or children who are in a coma of highly rich people. So on paper, I can see how that will work. I can see how that will work correctly. So you don't want to lose this child. This child has been in a coma for so long. Although I'll ask questions and say, well, I thought this civilization of mankind was so advanced that certain things have been dealt with, illnesses, diseases, and they're cures for many things. So then why do we have an issue with maybe coma still whatever? So this product, this hybrid product, works for children who are terminally ill, or children of highly rich people who are terminally ill, or children of highly rich people who are in comas. That makes sense. But anything else outside of it, in terms of the practicality of it, superhuman body, semi indestructible by certain materials, they can break a bone if they want to, but you are putting children inside the minds and whatever. I'd have loved to see, if I said in my previous videos, if we had seen it became what? It became altered carbon. That's a good one, dude. I was gonna mention that. What's good? Zion War. I was gonna mention that. I was gonna mention it feels like altered carbon because a lot of people are saying uh it's transferring the consciousness, but I don't know how. possible that is technology-wise. Because if you could, the way my brain works is if you can achieve that, then there should be no sickness. Well, there should be no diseases. It's like I don't understand how one thing can exist, but there's no cure for other things. It just is too much. My brain can those two things. If you're saying you're transferring, not even copying, you're literally pulling from the current um biological form into a new form, and then that previous form, the spirit and soul and consciousness no longer exist in that form. That is a hard. That's too hard. Nah, I can't fathom that one easily. But if you're saying you're copying the consciousness and it's not the original consciousness, so that means you have to terminate the original vessel that the original consciousness exists in. Otherwise, you can't. You have two conflicting. It's like clones. So you're cloning the consciousness basically, but you're cloning the consciousness into this super body. And then my thing is Monday to Sunday, month to month, in the whole 12 months of a year. What are we doing? Unless he had the intention to train them. That's why when the spaceship had crashed and his butler was like, no, you can't send these expensive, vessels out into the open, into that crash site. Even that site, I didn't even understand the decision. It's like the writer makes boy cavalieros do stuff with no particular end game or end goal that makes sense to me. Maybe to other people who love the show, it makes sense to them perfectly. But to me, it's like, okay, well, you just made these guys. You just finished the procedure. So that means we need to sit down and see how well the procedure took. That's first. Secondly, how many trial and errors did they go through where they didn't have a good success rate? Or was this the first time so much so that it worked so well? Testing phases, nothing done. If there was a scene where they sat down and said, okay, we need to discuss with you what you are and what your body can do. Here are the pros, here are the cons. And we saw something similar like that for Wendy, but I wanted more for Wendy and the other hybrids, just to show them that, hey, this is what you're capable of. Like when the spaceship crashed, Wendy came to Boy Cavalier and said, yeah, we can do this. Let us go to the site. That could have easily been a hard no, but because you told him this is a yes place, there's no, he said, fine, cool. But again, to do what? What do you, are they soldiers? Are you making them as soldiers or creature, all round project or machines, things? Meaning they're good at cooking or they're great at cooking, they're great at problem solving. You'd have to really stack these things to let people know what you're watching. Because if you say great at problem solving, that's bullshit. There was no testing. If they had shown that they were beginning to test their limits and abilities, then the spaceship crashed, and then Wendy's like, "Can you let us go?" Then you can say, "Okay, they were at least showing the test phases." But because of the spaceship that crashed, it disrupted the whole plan. But at least with that, after they came back with the xenomorphs, and then they're like, "Oh, we got more than we bargained for." Cool. But now we know, fast forward, that Boy Cavalier planned the whole thing. No wonder he wanted to then send, or he was okay with sending the hybrids out there because he orchestrated the whole thing. He's all giddy, giddy, giddy. But just on an everyday basis, let's say that spaceship was not even on an expedition in the first place. What is the long-term goal in Endgame for these freaking hybrids? It still is. I don't see how practical these things are, because you still have to, once you sell these things, who has control? Let's say I buy a hybrid from Boy Cavalier. Do I have full autonomy and control over this thing? And then what do I want it for as a grown person, or as a mother or father who buys this android? How can I control its strength? What if it gets it's got a child's mind inside it? What if it gets upset unless you turn down the synapses and whatever? So anger, frustration, all those things are like on zero, flatline, so it can't react. It's just, that's why I say it's too much. It's just overload of things. This idea, that idea, and just compounding things. I'm like, I like it when it's simple. If you're saying Wayland is a company that likes to terraform other planets, it's just cool once you jump on a spaceship. We're going to a planet to terraform, and before we terraform this planet, we got to get rid of these, you know, harmful creatures. Fine. You go there, you set up your mind, set up your C4 and whatnot, and you do the thing. So we could say that there was poor miscalculation done. We assumed the creatures we killed were not parasites, were what's that word I'm looking for? Come on, we're predator, not prey. We're predator, not prey. But because we've messed up the ecosystem of the life cycle of the creatures here, when we came to, it's almost like, when you have insect spray, and you spray a room, you gotta close the door, open the window, and let the thing take effect for like an hour or two before you come back into the room. So let's say that's what they did with the planet. Before you terraform, you wipe out the creatures. You go away for a little bit, stay in orbit, and I don't know, 1 week or 2 weeks or whatever. You go back down there, and before you go back, your AI is scanning. Hold on, something is emerged from there, and because it's a different planet, the evolutionary cycle of the creatures that you thought no the creatures that you thought were prey has now changed, because there's nothing hunting them. So then they have now become new preys, and they're more dangerous than the preys you previously eradicated. I mean, you can find a way to finesse the writing, because you can easily get rid of both of them. Or you'd say, well, the prey that the previous predator were hunting, they have elements we can use from them, so we don't need to eradicate them. They won't pose a threat to us. So maybe they have a particular thing in their gene pool, in their blood, or whatever. They're of use to us, so we don't need to kill them. The preys, however, yeah. I mean, the predators, however, we need to wipe them mother effers out. But the prey, they're good. They're harmful. But maybe 2 weeks to a month, you come back, and then they're like, boy, since we had nothing hunting us, we are now the new big bad on the scene. And I think that idea is simple. So you land there, now you have to tackle and deal with the new creatures who are now who overrun the whole expedition. Again, that's just me writing. If I sit down and with other competent people, we can come up with something juicy and sweeter than what I'm currently conducting or constructing. But just the idea of me sitting down, when I step back and just observe the whole thing, I'm watching this big talk of, oh, these people are very powerful and rich. Okay, cool. And they ruled the world. The five, the five. Don't you mess with one of the five. If you speak, out of term with one of the five, they'll have your testicles in a platter. Serve it to your mother and father with some chai. What? The five. Be afraid of the five. Don't you speak negatively of the five. What are you, demons? Space demons? What? You're just regular people. Descendants of other people who have sat down and ruled the world, and the whole planet is satisfied with this nonsense. Is food better? Are wages better? Do people live well? Is homelessness taken care of? People don't sit down and ask the most simplest questions. Everyone's always ready to defend dunce. Dunce. Five people? Five. It's better than the government's five. And then in the five, we have one person who's sabotaged a spaceship, and the other one of the five is sent the spaceship to go and collect expeditions. Then I'm asking you people, how have you captured the fly? Just the fly alone. What did you do? Did you shoot a dart into the body, captured it, picked it up, and put it inside the container? Maybe put a dart in it. Fine. Then I just wanted to. I would. You could have spent 2 to 3 episodes showing how these guys went from planet to planet, whether it's one planet that they got all these things from, or different planets. I would love to watch that. That, for me, it is satisfying. Just to see the crew be that it was a crew of 50 or 30, and because of the danger of capturing these creatures, they lost a lot of crew members. Instead of people just saying it, which is why they lost a lot of people. How many was 30? God, and only 5 left. Dang, that's a lot. You lost a lot of people. I want to see it. That would have at least added up to the runtime. I want to see it. I don't want to see no hybrids mixed with children's minds, and everyone is just like, oh, they're children. Just because you're saying that doesn't then make it better to watch. The concept alone is jarring. That's why I said I just wanted to see on paper. I want to hear Boy Cavalier say to himself, "This product I've made is for this rich people who will pay me a lot of money, then I'll be satisfied. I just want to see it. So I'm going to hold off a little bit till the end of the season. I want to see, because in real world application, the only reason I would create hybrids and find a way to put adult minds eventually. If you're saying it can never be done, it's only children's minds. I personally will not attempt to do it because that is going to be a lot of work. A lot of work, unless you wipe the mind clean and they're like zombies. You tell them to jump, they say how high. That's a different story entirely. But he's made five hybrids, and he hasn't. He's only altered one because she was a loose cannon a little bit. What's her name? Dibs. There's just too much going on for my brain to handle. Maybe it's my ADHD. I don't know. But I'm not blaming it on my ADHD as if it's a bad thing, as if I'm silly or dunce. No, it's just the information coming through. I'm like, wait, first of all, first of all, I will not send any human beings on a space expedition to capture dangerous aliens and then put only one person who is loyal to the company, a cyborg. Or is it that Wayland doesn't have enough money to make a synth like Kirsch? So that means the hybrid technology is only unique to Boy Cavalier. And then the synth, anyone can, so all the five have the ability to create synths. The only uniqueness for Boy Cavalier is the hybrids. If that's the case, cool. But it's the intelligence of saying, I intentionally want to go to these planets, or I want to send people to these planets whilst I sit down in my cozy 9-bedroom apartment or nine bedroom sky high or sky city flying dome or flying palace with people dressed in red holding guns 24/7. I hope those soldiers are actually androids as well. If they're regular human beings, they are loyal. You got to be loyal, standing at 24/7. In the future, you think I won't be standing? I'll be in my hover boots. What am I standing protecting you for? In fact, I'd be like, what I need to protect you for when you have so much money and you can build hybrids? I mean, you can build synths. No, we're good. We're good, man. The show is just all over the place for me right now. Show not tell. Thank you, Zion War. Very simple. It's very, very simple. Show not tell. What's up, my guy? What's good? Them guts. That's a very interesting online ID name. Them guts. Them guts. It's just saying it is one thing, but I feel for an audience that is not really into Alien, because those of us who love Alien to an extent, we already love it and know the formula of what worked and what doesn't work. We've experienced enough good and bad movies to know, okay, this is the formula we like, and this is the formula we dislike. God damn, this phlegm. God damn it, man. Just give me some warm water. So we get that already. So we can all agree, oh, Alien 1 was cool, but Alien 2, God, yo, that's almost everyone can agree collectively, almost. There's some people who really love 1 over 2, but still appreciate 2, but love 1 over 2. It's nothing right or wrong. It's just where we can sit down and say, hey, Alien 1, 2, Prometheus, Covenant, and then Romulus. Let's not even talk about AVP. Let's just, okay, cool. 1, okay, 1, 2, yeah. We can just say we are here. But we're here. But outside of that, even after Prometheus and Covenant, even Covenant, I think I was half droned when I watched Covenant, because I was like, so you're telling me this David guy made the Xeno, and when Prometheus came out and Homeboy all pale, took this liquid and then disintegrated into water, and then fast forward evolution, I'm like, yeah, there's something you do in movies that all of us can say, I buy. And there are other things you're like, no, you are better off just starting the movie with people on a space expedition. Not this guy from somewhere took off his hood, concoction. It smells like death, and then took a sip, and then as he died, he now became particles into the water, and then voila, life. What? Once you do that, you have people asking questions. Okay, so if we all came from this pale thing, even me like this came from this pale thing, yeah, okay, buddy. So who made the pale thing then? And where did the component for this come from? Inside its own vessel plus so that means he or it didn't create it. It's it plus the liquid. Too much. That's That's way out there. Don't There are rules. It's like, my guy, when you do it, say, even in the room we're talking about it, we're gonna have a scene where this gray pale thing. Okay, don't worry, wait. Let me cook. I'm staring. Let me cook. This gray pale thing will take this liquid, and then his body will not disintegrate, and then all of a sudden, all the particles will not form. DNA evolution. What? Nah, bro, just keep it where, fast forward into the future, the year 3035. We have light speed or something. We can travel and we land somewhere. There's this big thing and there's a small glow of it. And like, what is it? Looks like there's an opening. Pow! Make the face hugger jump quick. So there's almost it's something you can't resist or avoid thing, or maybe there's a pull from this creature where you're like, oh, what is this? I'm sensing a sensation. It's like it's talking. There's a sound coming from it. Then you go, oh, what's inside? Pie, rather than going in and think takes this time and uh, uh, and then the thing jumps. Some of us are looking at you like, come on, son, did you see that thing opening in slow mo? There's any things you say, I don't know. I don't know. It's not even a stretch or a reach. It's far out there. Bring it back a bit. It's too out there. Too out there. Yeah, I don't think you can get. I almost said I don't think you can get bored of the Alien franchise, but I think I'm already bored of it because I was trying to understand two things. When an egg is laid, and the egg is this is the last egg, right? How is that egg sentient enough, or is the face hugger inside the egg sentient enough to understand that it's the last of its kind? So therefore, the parasite inside the face hugger, inside the egg, does it then change its own sex to become female? Because if even if I don't know that this thing has been laid by an alien queen that now died, or whatever happened to her, and can they live forever as well if they're not killed? Like, if the alien queen is alive, they don't seem to eat food, right? So can she die? Can they die? They keep saying this, they can survive in the cold. Oh my god, man! I wouldn't have minded one episode just being pure exposition for this show. I wouldn't have minded it because the questions are just endless. It's endless. I felt, let me just do a nice live slash vent slash rant about this whole thing, and I don't care for anyone. Maybe Joe and his sister, even the other hybrids. I don't care. Once the curly hybrid came in and said something about, I want to be your favorite, I was like, yep, I'm checked out. You guys are just low key pushing me, but I'm like, I'm checked out. I'm check please. Check, please, quick, quick, quick. Yes, quick, 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 quick. Yeah, don't care. I'll pay. I'll pay now. I'll pay now. Come, 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 come. No, I don't want any complimentary. No dessert. Check, 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 check. No, 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 no. I'm to leave. What? And she said, I learned French in 2 minutes. I was like, you learned French in how many? What? And you didn't. Then Wendy did a thing with her hand and controlled some AI something, or they were like, oh. Then Boy was like, she can do that. Did we give that to her? When did we know? So I was like, so what have you done? I thought you were in charge of this thing, meaning you have the on and off switch. Meaning if it goes rogue and smacks you silly, you just hit the button. So what's going on? It's too wishy. Everything is woo. Woo. It's too much of woo. I like steps. I like stages, so I know what can go wrong or go right. Terminator 1 or 2. You can't go against this thing because its flesh is it looks like it's flesh, but it's not flesh, because underneath this thing is this skeletal structure, pure whatever material it is. You can't just take an axe and then patai the thing. Nah, you got to work hard for that shit. You have to work hard for that to end it. It's a perfect killing machine, technically, because you can't just you'd have to, and it's so good that it wouldn't wait for you to pin it down. You'd have to be very intelligent to take down a T-1000 or whatever they're called. You have to be very sharp, and you can't do it. Maybe you can. That's too much of a stretch saying you can do it solo. It's Sarah Connor got lucky in the first movie. If she wasn't in that room where the machines were, compressing, she would have been finished. There would be no Terminator 2 or any of the nonsense movies that came out. She would have been completely done. Let me pause real quick because last time I was milking the whole conversation that I hardly read comments. So we've got them gods saying agreed. Alien and aliens. Okay, cool. So them gods agrees. You see, so it's like is this psychic collective agreement? Everyone's like, yo, out of all the movies, Alien and Aliens. That's why I compare it to Terminator 1 and 2 so much because 1 came out and is like, this is interesting. God damn. So much so that 1 gave me a phobia of trucks, a serious phobia of trucks. And then 2 comes out. And you can imagine back in the day when everyone was so shook up, like that movie was technically it was like horror movie, like a horror movie for some people. Part 1 of Terminator was like a horror movie for some people. So when 2 came out, some people were like, nah, I can't watch that thing. And another machine trying to kill. So Sarah's son now, and Sarah's involved. We can't. She barely survived the first one. We can handle no. That I don't think I can watch another movie. Then it turns out that the android or the robot is the hero. Come on, they must have bust all kinds of super nuts, especially when there was no room for spoilers. Like today, no social media, no Twitter, nothing. You go into the cinema to watch this thing and you're like, I remember how the first one made me feel. Your belly is all tight, you're tense, you're stressed. Then it comes to the scene, come with me, if you want to live. Not even before that. In fact, even that scene where you're experiencing Sarah Connor observe the same T1 mother effing 2000 approach me again like last time. Then he reaches out his hand like, yo, you can die right here or come with me if you want to live. The audience must have lost their shit the same way they lost their shit when Captain America called Mjolnir in Avengers Endgame. They must have erupted in the cinema. Just imagine what they were feeling like. Every guy and girl who was like the first movie was stressful to watch. It was a good, brilliant movie, but a lot of this thing wouldn't go down. This thing wouldn't go down. You're gonna send him back again in the second one. Then turns out he's the hero, or you're in for a ride. And then you think he was bad in the first movie, technically unstoppable. Then the new one they've sent is Liquid. Oh my god. How are we gonna deal with this motherfucker? How? He's liquid. How do you deal with something that's liquid and solid at the same time? Dude. So that's why I always compare Aliens and Terminator the same because it's just this whole thing where we can just collectively say, hey, outside of the nonsense we've all got, me and you, we cool with 1 and 2? All right, cool. It's this, agreement thing we have with each other as strangers who appreciate the lore, even though, like I said, there are people out there who completely appreciate 2 more than 1. They like 1. But if you to sit down and do a movie night and they're like, yo, pick any movies from the Aliens, straight up. And the complete opposite, out of the whole Alien series, what are you picking? Alien, straight up. There are people who just go for one or the other, whereas others who appreciate both. And I feel after Prometheus, Covenant, AVP, Romulus, I feel, pardon me, was the only one that got close enough to that just a bit. It got close enough to be like, hey, we almost got to that part 1 and part 2. Almost, just almost. And it's like, the previous movies have disappointed me so much, but I can stomach this one. There was some things about it that that the chase was good. The face hugger chase, that was wow. That was intense. The face hugger trying to get Ripley when she was with Newt in the room after I can't remember his name, the guy who came and took their gun and whatnot, when he wanted to take one from the planet back to Earth. That scene was tense already. But multiple face huggers, especially when we got the extra exposition that they sense temperature. They can't see, but they can sense temperature and other things. I don't know if that's a flaw or that's a mistake they made in the lore, because this Alien series, one scene, it shows the face hugger opening a bit. So I thought, okay, it detects human beings, so it's gonna jump out. So that means you don't always have to have the face over the freaking egg, or is it that it's confusing? Whereas when When Arush took Arthur into the room, he opened one of the doors, and that face hugger just crept out. It left its home to go and find the human inside. So I'm like, guys, consistency is your best body right now. Is your wife till death do you part. You can't write multiple episodes where the face hugger is just doing like this. What are we doing? And then for your story to progress because you've written the particular way, another scene, the face hugger leaves its egg to go and start doing sneak hide and seek to catch the human. Come on, dude, it's too much. I don't understand how that works. You first said that this alien face hugger thing only responds to fear. So even if you're close to it or far from it, if you're afraid, this thing will start to open or whatever. Make you exposition is sweet, man. Is sweet when you're precise, especially when it's given by the AI Kirsch or Morrow, saying this thing not only senses fear, but it works on proximity. That's one. So if you're afraid and you're close to it, game over. That thing's gonna be on your face, hugging you and giving you all kinds of French kisses. Or if you're afraid in the room, and even though if you're not in proximity of the egg, meaning if you're far away from it inside the same space, it'll open and find you and track that fear down. You got to link it to either Romulus or all the other movies that come before, and you can't jump around and then say, "Oh, if it changes again." Exposition, show and tell. Just say that this thing in its biology has changed over the years, so different times it'll find different ways to survive or find a host. So sometimes it'll leave its own habitat from the egg to find the host in the same vicinity. That means it won't crawl out and leave the bathroom into the kitchen looking for you in the bedroom. No. But if you're in the same space of it, no matter how big that room is, as long as you're in the same space and it can sense a human being, fear or not, it'll come out and latch onto that human being. It needs to make simple sense so that way there's a level of threat. But if you're saying all I have to do is go uh, ghost mode and suppress my fear like some super omega futuristic ninja, and then facehugger just all over the place, and it won't do anything to me because I'm not afraid. It spoils the whole possibility of a xenomorph coming out because everyone's expecting the xenomorph. We have to see the facehuggers go from egg to implant xenomorph. That's why I feel when people say it's a perfect killing machine, yes, when it catches a host, but as is, and if I'm someone who has seen a lot of people dead, and I go into the spaceship's archives and read the captain's log, and in there is don't put your face over the egg. Cool. If the egg is open, something comes out of the egg, attaches to the face, implants something into the human body, bursts through the chest, and then becomes this thing. Cool. Once I know your life cycle, I don't understand this whole perfect killing machine thing. You're perfect if I let you out of your egg sac. And even at that, I can still end you out of your egg sac. But if you're saying a perfect killing machine, I might argue it's the freaking ticks. I might argue it's the ticks or the eye. The eye is not even just killing for the fun of killing or because I can kill, so therefore, or I'm a killing machine that I don't think. The eye, that's another thing entirely. Whereas the ticks, oh my god, they don't need no eggs when you put your face over that thing. All they gotta do is poo poo in your water or pee pee in your water, and you're done. That's two layers of self. That's like swallowing a mine or a time bomb. That is dark. Was that episode 5 or episode 6? That was dark. That experience was absolutely painful to witness. I watched that thing with horror. Absolute. I was like, so you mean these things are this bad? I thought all they had to do is bite you and suck your blood and done. But oh, mm, 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 and again, you can deal with them, but I don't even know how they work yet. Because once they were trying to take out the small ticks from the engineer, where they attach it themselves to the inside of its body, all they had to do was pull one, just one little tick, and the gas that came out, the poison that came out was fatal. That's a lethal gas. I would say the title of Perfect Killing Machine goes to the ticks for now over the xenomorphs because the xenomorphs need a stage. I don't know if the ticks have an egg stage as well, But those ones, you'd have to step on those bad boys, and they're fast, and they need plasma. So they're more dangerous to me than the xenomorphs. So that means I have to have my water bottle closed at all times. Whereas the xenomorph, if your egg is neutralized, you aren't a threat. I think people are just saying perfect killing machine because the movie says perfect killing machine. I don't see them as no. I think once you understand how they operate, you're done. Unless they have the ability to change their gender or their productive system. That's why I said if it's one egg left, is the parasite inside the face hugger sentient enough to say, I'm the last of my kind? I better change my whole biology. But it's still predicated on that last of its kind finding a suitable host to latch onto. And if I don't put my face over your egg, you'll be in that sack for a while. I can put you in a metal container with no AI around it and find a way to make sure that that container is unreadable and bury it somewhere that won't be found for a number of years. Yeah, fair enough. Someone's going to find it eventually, but until then, you ain't causing no rampage in my city, in my town, or my planet. I think the perfect killing machine goes to the ticks, to the bugs, not the flying ones that eat metal. The other ones that drain blood in quick succession. They're worse than vampires. At least vampires finesse a little bit. They can tease you. They can, turn you on. They can become your boyfriend or girlfriend. They gotta knock on your door to get in. At least vampires have a little style, have some flair, have some class. They got money. They've been rich for a while. They can educate you. They can befriend you. They can even fight against their nature. Like, oh, I really like this person, so maybe I don't want to feed off this person. These ticks don't even none of that. Ticks don't even waste quick time. Oh, I see blood. They suck you dry. It will suck you dry. At least vampires got to knock on your door. Can I come in? Pizza delivery. I got a mail for you, sir. Oh, come in, put it on the side. Yeah, you let the vampires in. They got to finesse at least, and finessing is good. The ticks don't do not. They don't even speak your language. Ah, yeah, you're done. And the way it came out in episodes, is it 6 or 7? I think it's 5. It came out of its container. The way it even opened the hatch, crawled out, didn't even jump on Tibu's neck. It found it. It's like it. Oh, you think I'm man telling me the xenomorph is perfectly machine? It knew where water was. It went there and said, "Hold on a minute." That's the word. Climbed and just said, "There you go, bitch," and poo-pooed. The level of disrespect to poo-poo in my water in the same space I'm in. That's cold. That's cold. Yo, what's good, TJ? The Novus Syndicate, said the Tick Life. Let me go back to these comments real quick. Agreed, aliens and his the rest were meh. Agreed, them guts. Agreed, the rest were just like filler episodes. It's a shame. It's a shame. Maybe sometimes you can't capture greatness more than twice. I mean, I wouldn't agree in terms of Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. I wouldn't agree, but maybe those days the law of twos was the one, not three or four. Law of twos. But then you have Lethal Weapon 1, 2, 3, 4. They were all awesome. I rewatched them like recently. No, last year. What am I saying recently? No, either early this year or late last year. And it was a beautiful watch. It was a beautiful watch from 1 to 4. Lethal Weapon 1 to 4, beautiful. So they passed the trilogy mark and did very well. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the classic movies. I would say 2. 2 and 3 was cool, but 2 is just the best of me. It's a nice classic feel to it. TJ said, don't think I've watched any alien films or series. Not interesting to me. I don't blame you. TJ, I don't blame you. I don't even know how I fell in love. I think I watched 2 unconsciously, but then no, I watched 1 unconsciously. Then 2 came out, and I was like, "Yo, 2 is." I don't remember 1 being this good. That's when I figured out. I was like, "Oh, there's something there's something different. One I vaguely remember, but two had me just like, yo, I'm locked in. These guys cannot die. And then the soldiers and the Marines and everyone's, I like when you bring on this crew and everyone's got their own different characteristics and their own different uh, personality traits. And you latch onto different ones and you want to see them survive. You want to see them use the different skills, just like Predator, the first Predator movie with Arnold. Everyone has their different guns, different voices, how they talk, slang, everything. You want to see everyone get their time to shine and showcase their skills and gifts. That's another beautiful series, Predator as well. Second one, nah, but Predator 1 was dope. And that one made sense to an extent because I don't like the idea of the space titan bully running around to different planets and I'm here to hunt. Yautja hunt, most powerful warrior. Bitch, you're invisible. Most powerful warrior, they can't see you. They just about agreed that some of their kind went to the moon. And you're out here with gauntlet and spaceship and invisible cloaking device and a cannon on your shoulder that can shoot through any object, any material, any metal. Then you got a spare. You always got a spare on you. Then you got flying disc that is sharper than Batman's batarang. You got some shields sometimes, and you're able to rip out someone's spine still attached to their skull. And it's a clean cut from the rib cage and the pelvic bone. And then you say, I hunt powerful warrior every planet I go. Bullshit. That's why I can still just vibe with one. And then Predators, where they had is it Tom Brady or Brody? Where they had Lawrence Fishburne, where again, it's like the reverse of the first Predator. The level of action allows me to just stick around. But is it been what's that thing that is forgotten the word? It's a phrase where the movie once is trying to expect you to the disbelief. Yeah, I'm struggling to word it properly, but once I just sit down and remind myself this is a movie about space bullies. I'm like, yeah, check out, check please, check. Yeah, no. Yes, please. No complimentary, no dessert, please. Let me give me the check. Let me pay my thing and leave. I'm done. You're flying from planet to planet talking about the strongest warrior of Yautja, Yakcha, Yicha. I don't care what you're called. We speak our language. I don't care. It's just too much. It's too much. So that's why Predator 1 was the one. It was absolutely the one. I said the same thing to my friends. Oh, so then Gus is responding to TJ. Yeah, and I don't even know what made me well, let me rephrase that. I almost said I don't know what made me a fan. I don't mind the Alien franchise, but I'm not that much of a fan where I've read the comics. Like when I watch these reviews online and I'm seeing people defending the nonsense, people are like, "Oh, you need to read the comics." I'm like, no. Any lore that's been made, right? I've thankfully not become so embedded into the lore that anything someone writes or creates inside the lore, I'm latching onto. I feel once you create something, like a meal in a restaurant, I'm coming to your restaurant every time for the continuation of that experience. Now, if you tell me there's a sidebar somewhere that's affiliated with us, and the snacks given out in that sidebar has been co-signed by us, the main restaurant, yeah, I guess. But I'm coming to y'all for the main dish. I don't want no sidebar some. But no, but it's got our signature. Yeah, but no, I've walked past the sidebar. It doesn't smell right. Smells cool, but don't smell right. When I walk past your restaurant, that seasoning hits nicely. I like the way it smells. I'm like, yeah, I'm already hungry just smelling that beautiful aroma. Now, what you got on that sidebar thing is all right, but I'm coming for your main stuff. That's the kind of fan that I am. People tell me, oh, the Star Wars is this, is that, and this. If it's a game, well, I'll play it. If it's a game that's in my wheelhouse of playing, if you make a first person Star Wars game, that's not for me. I'm not, again, you don't smell right. Whereas if you make a third person comprehensive, competent game in a world of Devil May Cry, God of War, what else? Metal Gear Solid, Ratchet and Clank. What else is there? Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Tenshu. What else we got? What else we got? We got so much. Onimusha. There's another one that came out, Sekiro. Then you got Black Myth Wukong. These are epic third person, combat games. Then you got Uncharted adventure games. You got Tomb Raider, classic adventure game as well. There's even Fighting Force, a classic game. So you can't just tell me, oh, come and play this mobile game. No, 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 no. I've tasted greatness, and for me, some of these things I've mentioned are great. So I can't go from greatness into mobile gaming. If you're a true fan of Star Wars, you read all the comics and play every game. No, no. Who made that law? What divine entity made that law? It's a big boy language reason right now. What divine spirit made that law? That's puppeting me. You must play all the games, even though you don't like first person shooter games. No, that's for y'all. Me, I'm waiting for the main restaurant to come and say, yo, we got a new dish. Say less. We booking seats. We coming. So all this nonsense of read the books. It's in. No, no. I even saw someone have the balls to even put on their thumbnail on YouTube, and they said apparently in the aliens lore universe, a hybrid bonded with the alien species, so it's now half alien, half hybrid, and it's a queen as well. I was like, what do I need to see that for? So how does she give birth to the new Xenomorphs? And how does that even work? I thought the lore was you can't mix the alien parasite with non-organic material. I thought that was the main thing. Every movie has stated that so far, to an extent, right? So now you're telling me in the comics or in the books, there's the image of half hybrid, half a xenomorph, and she's the queen. So how does she poo the new eggs? They're smaller now. What's going on? It would be cool if there was an official video to let us know the exact function of these alien xenomorph species. I asked earlier on, if the queen is annihilated, what's the ratio? If the queen gives birth to 10 eggs, does she have the ability to make sure that out of one of those 10 eggs is a female, is a queen? Sorry, should I say? So that way, or maybe even five of those 10 eggs are females. So that way, if half of the eggs are done, there's a potential to carry on the species. Because how does the species continue to replicate itself? Is what I'm saying. Unless someone has some information about that, not on some book nonsense. I want official video. Sit down and watch this thing so we can then understand. And I hope that the alien Earth is also pulling from said official information. Otherwise, is all over the place. 1 minute, the face huggers only open when you're close to them and they sense fear. Next minute, they open wide when you're just in the room and they be crawling out looking for your bitch. I was like, wait, yeah, I can smell them. I can. Consistency is your sweetheart. Don't divorce her or him or it, them, they, thou, thus, whatever. Just come on, come on. This last episode made me confused about the hybrids. I mentioned in the previous video that I did, I thought the intelligence of the hybrid was supposed to be evolving daily. Someone said, oh, they're still children. I asked the question and then you answered without answering. You responded, but not an answer. If people like to use terms like quantum computing, when you ask them, what does that mean? Explain it in the limited vocab you have. Let's say a child is asking you, what does that mean? If you say it thinks faster, it's a simpler way of letting the child understand why it's quantum, outside of many other things is why it's called quantum. Or maybe you want to break down the word quantum in the first place, or maybe you want to find the etymology of the word quantum. So that's 2 layers or 3 layers for the child to understand etymology, definition of the word quantum, and it thinks faster. Then if you want the child to understand relatively what speed or how fast this thing is, okay, so when you say faster, Rubik's Cube you have? Oh, yes, daddy. And it takes you a little while. Yes. The hybrid can look at the Rubik's Cube without even moving it and solve it in a minute. How long did it take you to solve that Rubik's Cube you have? Oh, daddy, it took me like 3 months or whatever. So that machine can do it in a minute. And the child understands the reference. Okay, 3 months to a minute. Wow, that's fast. That's all you need for that child to understand quantum. That's all you need. They get it. Anything else outside of that, they'll ask later. So when Toodles or Toodaloo opened the door of an alien species, and he entered inside the door to put the food inside the door. When I made my video, I asked, if you don't feed these alien creatures in one day, will they all die? They cannot all have the same digestive system or the same what's this thing when you eat food? Oh my gosh. Oh, my son said it yesterday. Oh, you know when you burn your energy quick, digestion and then metabolism. Four different species cannot each have the same metabolism or the same digestive system, especially that when one doesn't eat organic matter, it eats inorganic matter. So to open the door, lean your body inside. I thought, okay, at this point, I was asking 2 to 3 questions. Does this Toodles or Toodaloo hybrid understand that the bugs inside this room I'm entering have the capability of chewing through non-organic material? Because on the tray he had, there was no Burger King, there was no McDonald's, there was no French fries, there was no Spanish fries, there was no hijo de puta. There was nothing on there that looked like food that a human being could eat. So surely Toodles and Toodaloo understands that this particular alien bug eats inorganic material because the tray of things and objects in that tray, nothing looked like strawberries, ice cream, cakes, or pineapple, or celery, or cucumber on that tray. So yes, it has a child's mind, but I'm saying the brain this is where people mix the language, because the show was very, very cunning enough to say consciousness inside a hybrid's body. But it didn't tell us. I mean, it didn't show us, it just told us. And it didn't break down properly so that way the viewers can understand what are the limitations. So if the consciousness of the child was in a particular grade at school before they transferred the the consciousness into the hybrid, that child or that new hybrid should be able to pass through that grade with ease, because the processing brain power is far more, far more, far more superior than a human being, also than its previous host or previous vessel. So intelligence is not just, oh, it's a child's mind. When you say mind, are we now saying the mind overrides the brain? Because that would be poor decision making on not only Cavalier, but the two people responsible for this. So who built the body? Is the concept only belonging to Boy Cavalier, or is it a shared concept between Boy Cavalier and the couple? So who manufactured the body? What machine 3D printed the body? Who built this thing? Meaning is the no, oh my, I'm so tired today. I'm fumbling on words. What's this thing? Schematics. The architecture, the drawing plans. So everything, the sketch, the details, everything that was written down. I want it to look like this, hair color, texture, everything. I've chosen this body to look like this, so and so. Even the choice of male, female, and the height, everything that was made, every decision made, is it all down to Boy Cavalier only, or Boy Cavalier and Atom, or Boy Cavalier, Atom, and the couple? Who show these things so people watching get what they are watching? But you people would just be ninja, ninja, ninja. Or the boys, the children are just children, so you don't know how to watch a show. You're making excuses for incompetent writing. You guys did this with Superman, and it's baffling. There's a bunch of you like freaking a horde of bugs, just excuses relentlessly. There is no way you can convince me. I gave a very simple example. Yesterday, this boy who's dying would struggle to finish a Rubik's Cube. You transfer his consciousness or copy his consciousness into this hybrid body. Should he struggle with the same Rubik's Cube today in this new hybrid body compared to yesterday? If you answer yes, that doesn't make sense. If you said he struggled again tomorrow, that still wouldn't make sense. I can understand that you're saying growing pains from human body to hybrid body. Cool. But you have to give room for the intelligence to be superior over child's mind. So the fear is still there when you see a bug, you freak out. But at the same time, when you're processing information, that means you're allowing whatever the mind is. Is there a physical space for the mind? When they made the hybrid body, is there a room? This is mind. It's a physical thing that they can increase or reduce. Because they talked about you can up the sensation of emotion or reduce emotion. You can reduce they were talking about reducing it. So I mean, you can control things. You can tweak things like a volume knob. But that's why I use the Rubik's Cube as a simple thing. Yesterday, this is an ill boy who was struggling to do the Rubik's Cube. You lay this boy down who's ill. You tell him you're going to copy and paste his consciousness into the hybrid body. Tomorrow, he wakes up in his hybrid body. Should he still struggle with the Rubik's Cube? If you say yes, that doesn't make sense to me, because then there was no point transferring his consciousness, because you said this is a hybrid, blah, blah, blah. It's fast, it's strong, it's smart, all those things. Curly came into the room speaking to Boy Cavalier. I can speak French. I learned it in 2 minutes. I learned it on my hard drive. We watched Neo in the Matrix. Jack his head up, and he sat there for how many hours, woke up and said, I know Kung Fu. So the idea of that world is the things that would take you longer to learn, all you got to do is sit down here, and it wouldn't take you that long to learn. But not only that, you'll master it in we could argue in the best possibility, or bet the best way possible based on your own level of retention, or I don't know how to describe it, but you'll be at a mastery level. Something that would take you years to sit down and study. Not quickly. She can speak French and did. Cool. If you can do this, the show is dancing to yo-yo, to dance to yo-yo. If you say you can learn French, but please, you cannot convince me you can learn French, but you can't finish Rubik's Cube that you're struggling with yesterday in your new body. You can't. Don't, because you know what? This is my writing of intelligence. We all seem to have a different we all seem to have different ideas of what intelligence is. Let me see if I can simplify it for some of y'all. I don't care how much people like smoking. Smoking or creating cigarettes and plastic is not intelligent for me. There's no divine need. There's no divine necessity for it. There's no divine importance for it. Trees will not uproot themselves from the floor. The sun won't go into a supernova and just kill itself or self-terminate. The earth won't implode on itself if you don't produce cigarettes or plastic. That's what I call unintelligence. That is not an intelligent thing to do, to sit down there and create this thing and not foresee a long-term plan for this thing. What is the pros and cons for this thing? If we keep producing this thing, it can cause problems for the earth in many ways than one. Cool, we're going to make money off it. Continue. Unintelligent. You can excuse your way out of it. It's still unintelligent, because you can sit down and say, before we proceed in producing this thing, what is the pros and cons? What good will it do? What harm will it do? So much so on the package of cigarettes, it says smoking kills, not tickles, not improves your cognizance, not heals any bloodline problems, not makes you think faster than lightning, not makes you fly and levitate. Smoking kills. Yet you still produce it. I call that unintelligent, not intelligent. So maybe when you want to cross-reference, or in the book it means this, but in actuality, no, that's up to you, because I'm the one talking about this thing from my perspective. These are what I call unintelligent things to do. So to create hybrids, one learns French in 2 seconds flat, and the other one opens a door where there's a bug or two bugs that you cannot tell me Kirsch did not tell this boy, these bugs eat inorganic material, aka our vessel. That's just too baffling for me to swallow. Too baffling. I can't. I can't agree with that. I guess that's what makes us unique. You agree with it, cool. Me, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. A lot of people I've watched online too have naffed the show off. I was like, I thought I was the only one. They've pissed on this show. The other boy having a code to or access code to the room, the Indian boy, not Kirsch. What's his name? The Indian boy that Arush. Arush having access to the room, I think. No, did he have access? Did he have access? Or who had access? I can't remember. How did he unleash the xenomorph? Oh no, he watched Arthur. Oh, Arthur's decision too. Woo! It hurts, man. When you watch people do nini things, it hurts. It hurts. If I was thinking the boy would be like, yo, if we're applying the human part, it's funny how people said he's a child, right? When Nibs entered the room and they saw the eye thing flying towards her, her instinct was to block and protect her face. Instantly. Nibs saw that eyeball thing doing left, right, left, right. Her natural instinct, even though she's hybrid, was to repel, like, hey, I don't know what you are, but we better do that crucifix on your ass. Like, get D behind me. Instantly. You could argue that because she saw it coming out from the cat, so therefore it's dangerous. Whatever it is, you don't want that thing on your face. And that was her first encounter. Whereas Toodles and Toodaloo, he exists in a room where he observes these aliens. And you're telling me he's never fed these aliens. Even if Kirsch didn't tell him, by the way, these two bugs, they will eat you. Quick time. If you enter this room, all I got to do is just watch you do your thing. What are we feeding this one? Hay. Okay, sheep eats hay. And okay, cool. What's that one? Ice cream. Okay, cool. Hold on a minute. They ain't got no hay on that tray. Ain't no ice cream. Ain't no KFC. No McDonald's. It's a lot of bunch of metal stuff. Metal stuff. Metal. I'm kind of made of metal. Organic, inorganic. Your brain would process like, okay. And even if you're not asking questions, you'll be able to say, it looks like these bugs eat anything like scrap metal and scrap metal. What am I made of? Am I made of adamantium, titanium? Am I Wolverine? Is this weapon X? You won't walk in there or put your body inside. Use your toe to push the tray into the room and close the door. The fact that even open the door is dangerous, fam. Even you can say if you're a hybrid, and because I'm hybrid, I can withstand anything. Nibs protected herself with human nature. So hybrid body, human thinking. Hey, whatever this thing is coming to my face, gotta block it. She didn't think to herself, I'm a hybrid. You can't harm me. She blocked it. Number one. So the same way she did it, and everyone say, oh, she's a child, she's a child. The same way the child would say, I don't know what the heck this thing is. I'm shook up. Intrigue is different. There's fear and I'm curious and intrigued, but I ain't got to be in your space. I'm so curious about the snake right now. Can you give me a kiss, Viper? Yes, just a little kiss. Come on, son. Come on. Let me go back to these comments real quick before they start getting I separate comic lore from movie lore. Same with Marvel movies. Yeah, true. I agree with you. Them guts. People do that too much. That's the best way to argue with someone where they just want to argue. I like to have discussions, not argue. I don't have time for argument. We talk. We got to whittle it down to its simplest form. So when people like to do, in the comics, I'm like, bro, we are talking about the film. Okay? And if you're angry that people have read the comics, you should be angry at Kevin Feige, boy Feige. Talk to your boy and say, this shit you're doing in the movies, cut it out. Either stick to the comics or fuck off. Otherwise, no, don't bring that comic nonsense to me. I stick with the movie lore. If we're doing cartoons, and the cartoons have stuck to the comic lore as well, then I'm not be having a conversation. Otherwise, no, keep your lore like you're a gatekeeper. Yeah, you argue with yourself over there, fam. We don't do that nonsense. A child would have been afraid to step into that room and wouldn't have thrown the tray. Exactly. Or would have thrown the tray. That's exactly my guy. Thank you, them guts. People say, if it's a child, cool, no one's arguing, it's a child. When Nibs did that shit, I'm like, yo, you can't. Nibs didn't say, oh, wait a minute. You almost got me there, buddy. Come on, iBug, whatever. I'm a hybrid. No, Nibs said, oh, preservation of what this is. because they didn't give him a crash course. Again, if I was writing this show the exact same way, what I would do is deliberately start the process of showing them one by one or collectively, this is what your body can do. You can punch a door one time. Well, how? That shit will rip apart. Well, word, I can do that. When you're thinking, your thinking is fast. You don't, it's not like an engine when you start to think, it's quick time. Remember, Rubik's Cube you gave you yesterday, you would show different ways of applying the quick processing of speed. You show simple, tangible things. You would show the children, because if I was in charge of this thing as the couple minus boy cavalier, I don't want to talk about boy because he's a douchebag. He's a complete utter twat. What an A1 class A asshole. The couple who are the intermediary, who he hired, I assume, to do this thing. Yes, he hired them, or they hired because they fired the other one. So what you do is show that they're the ones in charge of certain items and objects you would offer to each of them. You can each give them, you can still give all of them the Rubik's Cube, and you record them, or they would remember. So yesterday, 2 p.m., you guys were struggling with this Rubik's Cube. Where you stopped, we'll leave it alone. In fact, we'll do two. We'll leave the one you struggled with right there, lay down, consciousness copy and paste, voila. You wake up in your new body. We'll give you the same one you struggled with, and then we'll have a new one ready at 0. Right? You the same one you struggled with, you do it quick. They say, "Hey, do you see what you guys did there? Yeah, that was awesome." It's like, I figured it out so cool. Then we show you the video. Yesterday, you were struggling, fam. You out here like, you took a while. In this new body, this is one of the many things you can do. So much so that Boy Cavalier didn't even know Wendy could do the manipulation of AI. So much so that Boy Cavalier didn't even know Wendy could speak to the xenomorphs. And if she can do that, if you're going to introduce that into storytelling, by the laws of intelligence, you better be sharp about it, that you must know. People like me will say, hey, you made it very simple for the mind to grasp. You said it's simple frequency. So that means, like a radio channel, she has the potential to communicate with other species as well, as long as he finds the frequency on said radio band or radio channel. But I don't know how smart the writer is with this show. Let me go back to the comments before I let this thing pile up on me. Talking about, oh, he's a child, but he put his whole body half. No. Excuse makers. I'm going to make a new video for you guys. You people, you eat excuse for breakfast. God damn it, man. Ever since Soup, man, you just came out from the, it's like they were summoned, just laying there dormant. Someone else has made a movie about made a video about a movie we like. Time to be awakened and create all the excuses possible. Stop. Your lives don't depend on it, man. Philip, Philip was good. Thanks for joining again. Philip, what is even a hybrid? They're a transfer consciousness. What does that even mean here? Because consciousness is something we don't understand. Thank you very much. But the show wants us to just sit down and assume, pardon me, we each know what's just occurred. Whereas if you showed the children, and we're seeing it from the perspective of the children, so that means you're talking to the children, aka the viewers as well, with child minds, just like your suspense is belief. We've reached a stage where we can literally copy and paste. We're not transferring consciousness, because I don't know how you can quantify or make consciousness tangible, meaning I can put it in the glass jar and carry it around with me. And maybe I can plug an earphone into someone else's consciousness in this jar or this device, and I can listen to this consciousness, find the frequency of the earphones, and communicate with me through the earphones in this device. I'm like, is that what you're doing? Cool. That's why I said earlier on the first video I made, if you said these guys were in space, they were going to a planet, they were going to study the species on the planet before they terraformed it. Something went wrong. One thing led to the other. We have the alien invasion. It's just simple storytelling. But you said not only will you throw in one hybrid, you 4 more to make 5. And then this stupid ninny boy running around, oh, Boy Cavalier, what are you doing? And then on top of it, there's 5 people, the 5 controlling the world. I'm like, who am I rooting for? Who am I? Why? Why? We didn't need the hybrid. It's not an important or necessary part of the story. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Because episode 5 is a great example of how you do a simple alien movie. Movie just starts with somebody being woken up called Morrow. There's a fire here. Somebody was having sex, by the way, and two of our crew members are incapacitated. One is dead, and one is sleeping. What? If you put the fire out, fire is done. Okay, so what happened? That was just like haywire, absolute haywire. Then in the movie, you do a semi flashback. Maybe someone gets knocked out, and it's that person when they get knocked out, we're seeing the flashback through their unconscious mind for whatever time period or something. Oh my god, that episode was so nice. So nice. Then you show someone sabotage a spaceship because of reasons, or you just show that one of the alien species broke loose because the container you put it inside, you thought it could hold it, but it can't. That's also a thing that can happen unless you say you study these species so much that you have to even to custom build. That's the only way you can say you're sharp enough. You have to study the species so much that you say, yo, I'm gonna custom build specific containers to capture each alien species. This one spews acid, that one does this, that one does that. So each alien creature, we have to, make custom made containers for each creature. And then let me leave that alone, man. Did they say Philip Kelton says, did they transfer electricity or soul? Boy, you don't even want to touch. Some people can't even touch that one because we're using English language to describe a thing that is older than the creation of English language. So great question, Philip, by the way. You don't even want to tamper with that one because people would lose their noggin. They'd be like, oh, here we go again. Nah. This is why there are certain things you don't tamper with because people will just pile on and say, yo, so why didn't you do it? If you don't include it, our focus goes elsewhere because you can't. God damn it, shit. He walked into the room and put his whole body inside the room. So that's why the sheep or the eye inside the sheep was like, look at this bitch. Look at this bitch. Somebody come look at this bitch. Look at this bitch. And he fell inside. And he looked at the ship like, really, dude? No, yeah, really. What you mean, really, dude? Yeah, really. You dumb as hell. You supposed to be a hybrid? Now y'all are stupid. You deserve to get eaten up. He just look. Somebody go look at this. Somebody go look at this shit. Somebody go look at this shit. Bam. I was like, yeah, yes, do it again. Do it. And then the door closes. He didn't even wedge the door with something else outside of his body. And the funny thing is, the latch or the door which came off, he put that to the side, standing against the door or against the glass. Then he used his leg. Fucking hell. If it was a child's mind in active process overriding the quantum mechanic brain, and he moved into the room, but at least put that door that came off his hinges and put it to wedge the door, I would understand that. As soon as you hear me, if a wasp or anything, I'm flinching. Just I'm not even a hybrid, and this is an adult body, let alone an adult mind's had a hybrid. Because by then I'd be like, oh, so we're talking like Wonder Woman, Superman. We're talking Terminator. Because our adult minds will be doing a lot of things with the new hybrid bodies. Whereas when you put a child inside the body and try to talk to it and say hybrid, like Philip said, what? Let me leave it alone. Let me leave it alone. He put practically his whole body inside. And then the door itself, he left that against the glass. That would have been the first thing I used to wedge the door in case I slip up. As soon as I hear, I'm running out. I'm instantly running out. What we got here then? Philip says, or is it a droid with a copy of memories that think it's a child? Great point. That's a freaking great point, and that's what I think it might turn out to be as well. It's just a copy. I don't even think they transferred, because to transfer consciousness from one body to a different, from one position to another, surely the original container is dead, right? But and to say you did it successfully, and even in the bed that they laid on, what is inside the bed, and what What is that thing on the head? What is it doing? Is it sucking in? Is it transforming this thing that we'll just basically call energy and the soul and spirit and consciousness, and is converted into zeros and ones inside the hybrid bodies? If that was a dialogue used, like if Marcy had asked, so how would this work? Or what we're doing is because the consciousness of a human being is something that we can't physically hold. We found a way to read it in form of binary. What's binary? Just simple one and two. So I can't even answer that question myself. Like how would what would the if we're to scan the consciousness of a dog, what not would that be zeros and ones, or would it be 0.011? And then if it was a cat, 0.1.0. Philip actually asking big boy questions. I mean, the difference between life and machine is that it has levels of sentiment, of self determination. At every level, machine, on the other hand, the illusion of it. They're designed to do things. Good point. Ambition and greed overrides intelligence sometimes. Damn it, man. Zebu, what does that mean? Ambition and greed. You're saying it as if you produced a hybrid machine yourself. I think all this is just based on the writer. This is why you don't touch this kind of material. This is why you don't touch these kind of things. I mean, it's a good statement to make. Ambition and greed overrides intelligence sometimes. I guess. But are you referring to the hybrids? Or are you referring to the human? Because there's no way anyone can sit here and convince me that it's okay to travel from one planet to another and kidnap species and just lock them up, because you can. Because you can. If you take that simple principle, because you can, then by that simple principle you've mentioned, everything else follows. Anything nefarious that's happening on this planet that's currently happening should be okay with it. It's ambition and greed, and plus because you can. I mean, we all can do despicable things. Some people don't want to do it because they're going to get caught. Some people don't want to do it because they know it's not the proper thing to do, balanced thing to do, appropriate thing to do, right thing to do, good thing to do. We're not the be all and end all as species. We've been here for how long? But there are things that exist, that have been here before us and will outlive us. So we already exist in an ecosystem that has a certain way of running, and so far it seems to maintain balance outside of any human interference. So I don't know if I ask someone to quantify what ambition looks like. Is that going to be bigger than a double cheeseburger? What does ambition look like if you to quantify that? I think these words just become things that we throw away to just throw it for the sake of throwing it away. You can make a robot that acts exactly like a person, but so does the reflection in a mirror. Doesn't make another person. But god damn. Are you copying and pasting these things, Philip Kelton? I like that one very much. I like that. The hybrids are shown reading books in certain scenes. I don't think they're wired to Google. So where did Curly get the idea to read? She said she downloaded French into a hard drive. She said she can speak it. Or did she say read? Now I got to go find clips because I need to bring receipts. So either they can do things fast or not. Either that or not. Then the whole concept of this hybrid thing is stupid, because it's just a flashy term. It's a flashy new toy for Boy Cavalier to sell and trap children's minds inside this body where they can't. Yeah. Too much noise. Too much noise. Maybe I should go and find the scene right now once I'm doing the live. Where would I find the scene though? What episode was it? It's just take a little while to type it up. I can find it though, because she said she learned French. Can I do it? Am I fast enough to do it? Am I capable? All right, let me do a poll real quick. Let me do a poll. Let me do a poll real quick. Let me see what y'all would say. Mm-hmm. 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 There's the poll. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I have started the poll. Let me see. Can I find this episode? Is it findable? I don't know. Can you guys hear any music through the mic? I don't think you should be able to because nothing is playing, but I don't want to start typing stuff up and then it's bleeding to microphone. You better go get you that glass of water real quick, son. You out your coughing and shit. You got to get you that glass of water. Water. Sound like Walter. You a baller. Where are you? Alien Earth. Whoops. Try that again. Damn you. Damn you, keyboard. Obey my commands, keyboard. If I typed it in wrong, autocorrect, keyboard. Where's the episode where Curly said she learned French? The room that the bugs wait a minute, the room that the what bugs are in also made made of some sort of metal, including the door containing them. I mean, that makes it 0 sense. Thank you, them guts. That's what I was trying to say. Whatever you put those creatures inside, it has to make sense. Otherwise, that's why I said the whole expedition thing doesn't make sense. You'd have to be. I think it's this day and age we're asking a lot more questions than we used to. That's why. Before you just ask a question and or no, I don't even think we asked questions that much those days. Or maybe because the internet wasn't, fired up back then. You watch a movie on to the next one. I mean, we had conversations with our friends, family members, and cousins and whatnot about a thing, but these days I'm like, okay, I get the concept per se, but you still gotta. If you can't quantify it, then we're just watching. I don't know. I think it's the stupid decision that makes it worse. I think it's the constant choices of certain characters that just it we're trying to stay in this whole, just believe the thing I'm telling you in this world. Okay, cool. I'm believing it, and then you take me out of it by people making silly decisions. So much so, Arthur found out that Toodles and Toodaloo, his tracker wasn't sending a signal back. So he goes into the room, realizes he's been KO'd by the bugs. He then does the same mistake as a human being and an adult. Fair enough. The bugs don't eat human beings. But if that thing gets out fast and jumps on Irish as well, it's game over. What if it eats through the whole console? And we're not told, by the way, all you got to do is put these two things and they'll be satisfied for 10 days straight. That's why I said if you don't feed them boys today, will they die? If Kirsch had said, don't forget, this thing is starving, we haven't fed it in a while, and I don't know. I almost want to say whatever juices is inside the hybrid's body must have been tantalizing to the bugs. Because even though the tray was there, the bug went straight for Toodles. He said, "Hold on a second, honey, you smell that?" She said, "What, darling?" He said, "You should smell like curry. That should smell like some good curry paste with some coconut cream." It smelled like it's curry powder with some good, delicious coconut cream. Sweetie, dinner is served. She said, I'm too tired. I said, baby girl, you gonna want to eat this. This one is moving, baby. This one is moving. Is it on the tray? He said, nah, baby, it's not on the tray. This one is tall. It's tall too. Baby, we can smell like coconut juice right now. You better come have some of this. Patai. Gave it that old tour. This it shut him down quick. He didn't even like hit it, like squeeze it or nothing. Its only defense mechanism was, hey, at least Nib said, woo, you do not have my permission to come to my face like that. No, sorry. X marks the spot, baby. She gave him that Wolverine X. And I said, nah, bro, you better keep a distance. You better keep your distance. Whereas Toodles just said, oh, good boy. Good what? He said, honey, he just called me boy. You damn there ain't no boy. Katow. Gave it to him real quick. So, what you call him boy? Gave him that good hug to her. You just call me boy? Oh, you know who to fucking with. You don't know who you mess. You just call me boy. Do you know what I eat? I eat through spaceships. You just call me boy. That means I think you can eat through a freaking warp drive or something, and you're done. You're stuck. You're stranded in space. That's a very dangerous creature to have on a spaceship. Around anything metal, inorganic material. That's another thing I'll be afraid of as well. If I'm in an environment where there's no plastic, so that means it eats anything non-organic, so plastic alike as well. Why didn't it eat through the enclosure it's in? That small room it's inside. Why didn't it eat through it? But if you ask questions, oh, you're asking too much questions. Just watch the show and turn off your brain. Turn off my brain. No, 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 no. Sometimes it's okay to make a movie with something chasing you that you've never seen before, and it just kills. Even me asking why does the xenomorph kill because it doesn't eat. Mm. I want it to make sense. It's not. Then it's not a movie for you. Then it's not a movie for you. Simple. Okay, they couldn't go on stuff. I think Philip Kelton's. I need to come back to that one because I remember Curly came into the room saying, that's when that favoritism thing came in. Even then, I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised because you've taken. This is about like, if I'm looking at the whole thing as a composition, Boy Cavalier is so stupid that he's just willingly taken. Just I think the psychology of that. By the way, I'm personally very uncomfortable with that. Putting children who are not my children's, putting children's psychology or mentality or mind inside another vessel, and these children aren't mine. And then there's a conversation that's been had. I don't know what conversation was had between Boy Cavalier and Atom or Adam, whatever his name is, with the other parents. I know Joe was very persistent that the agreement was the dad didn't tell the brother. No one knew it had to be hush hush. So this cloak and dagger thing, I could say for two reasons. Either one, you don't want to let slip that you have the ability to clone consciousness into a new body. But I don't want to give Boy Cavalier a full armor of stupidity saying he would have told the parents, I'm going to transfer their consciousness into a new body. I don't think that makes sense to give away your trump card to tell people who don't even fathom what you're about to do. So if you're saying we'll look after her, we'll give her the best days, here's a lump sum of money, even that, it's like paying away your problems. Paying away your pain. This whole throw money at it. It's money. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. So that I see that, and I see that it's this repetition of I've got money, I'm rich, so therefore, so that undertone is there. Then the other thing of you being, this rich, constantly reminding, I'm rich. I'm a trillionaire. I'm a quintillionier. Full of millionaire. It constantly reminding the viewer, rich, 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 rich. As if to say, with riches just comes stupidity or just whoo. Again, just like Philip Kelton asked, to quantify what a consciousness is or mind is, and then say you're transferring that or copying and paste that, how does that look like? Because the bed, this thing that they lay on, is just the little toilet bowl but upside down and it's clasped to the head at the back. Then my next question would be, what's inside that thing? Like if I was to take that thing out, can you then do said copy and paste consciousness? No. So what is inside this thing? We understand Ethernet cable to be fiber optics, and we're told it is. But if you were to ask someone to describe it to another person who has no clue, they might struggle because most of us or some of us tend to regurgitate what we're told when it's repeated to us, and we then say, we've heard it so many times, we could just regurgitate the thing. Whereas some of us know a thing because we've experienced it and we've taken time to study it. You go to someone else's house and they offer you this meal, you say, "Oh, I don't eat that." Or what are you, a vegan or you're a vegetarian? No, that makes me come out in hives, or I'm allergic to it, or I don't sleep well. You know, I can tell you about you. You know, you tried it multiple times. You said, maybe it's just my thinking. You had it again another week. Like me, I can't eat pizza consistently because I will not do properly the next day. I won't. And I know I'll have to drink a lot of water to push that shit out. Especially if it's white flour. Whereas brown bread or brown flour, quick time. It flows through nicely. So when I do indulge in pizza, I'm like, yo, I got to get my lemon water ready, warm water. I got to get a lot of water ready for the next day, and I won't just pile up on my vessel with breakfast. I chill, and even that after I've gone through the whole process of doing the number two, I'm having smoothie because for my body, fruits help, especially with ginger, helps the whole process go through nicely with ease. Then the next question someone could ask is, well, if you know what happens to your body, why do you eat pizza all the time? Hey, it's something I'm learning to overcome, so I don't crave pizza anymore. What I'm saying is, I can tell someone this when I go to their house, so that way they don't feel some type of way or they think it's a veganism. It just is. I'm explaining to you what I've observed about my body over the years, over time. Some people can talk about fiber optics because they've gone to Google and they've sat down to quantify what they've read in their mind, so it makes sense. So that way, when someone else asks, they can easily explain it without someone having to go to Google, and it makes sense each time. Whereas some people have just heard a thing, repeated it in their mind, or it's faster internet connection. But if you ask what is occurring for it to be faster, what is going on, there are ways to discuss it to make it easier for someone to grasp. So when you're saying you have these hybrid machines, I'm asking you as a person, he's an adult. I mean, he calls himself Boy Cavalier, whatever. What is your purpose and what is the function of these? Not one, not Wendy, not even two, but five children. These are five children from other people who gave birth to them. You don't have a wife, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have concubines. I don't know if you're celibate or not. I don't know how you're, whatever. You've taken other people's children on board. You've. I assume you paid money. I don't know what I would have liked to see these things. Maybe they'll show it at the end of the season. How what happened with the other children. But you've gone for sick children, and there's something that I thought I was going to talk about in a different video, but I guess I will now. There's no care, there's no love, there's no respect for these these people. There's no care for these people. There's no care for the parents. There's no care for the children. It's almost it feels predatory. Or maybe unless the other children weren't sick and I've forgotten, but it seems to be sick children. Why sick children? And like Philip Kelton is asking a lot of questions. We don't even fully truly know that this procedure can't work on human beings. That's why I was saying earlier on, whose idea is this? Meaning, if the couple know the truth, they can easily spill the beans and say, well, technically, we just tell people that it can't be done with adults, just so they don't get excited and want to live forever, whatever. We just tell them that it's only children that it can work on. And at this point in time, we're giving sick children a chance. So like Philip Kelton is saying, we don't fully know. The show is just giving us drips, little pieces and whatnot, and we're having to fill in the blanks. And even within filling the blanks, we're being given nonsense. When Arthur walks into that room trying to pull a hybrid body that isn't functioning, he was struggling. I was like, dude, you were present when these hybrids were made and were conceptualized, so you would know how much their body would weigh. But then excuse makers would say, "Oh, he panics," because it's a child's mind and he's struggling, and you're not really thinking, you guys like to make excuses. I'm even making it for you. If I see you inside a room where I know, in fact, do we know that Arthur knows that room is for the bugs? Do we know that? Or his instinct was, oh, my one of my hybrid sons is hurt. Let me go and pull him out. Then he was struggling to pull him out. I think self-preservation is very low on this show. It's very, very low. Very, very low. If I would have walked in there with my detective glasses, high beam. Hold on a minute. If if Toodles is in that room, the eyeball is still inside the sheep. So and nobody shot this thing. That looked like his face is melted. Xenomorph is inside the glass. So that means whatever is in this room devoured my boy. Why would I then open the door? And even if he knew, oh, well, that bug only eats organic material, not human beings. If you open it, the computer console is gone. Your door is there. Oh my god. Uh, when you talk, they say you're just complaining. All you want to do is complain and get views. Cool, I guess. I thought the whole point was to come in here and talk to like-minded people, but people like to make their own stories up. You just can't come here to complain and make noise until you get views, of course. I don't hear any music. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Them guts. All right, cool. So I can go and check on this because I want to see that particular episode. I know Nibs, not Nibs, the other girl, Curly. Curly said she can speak French and she learned. What episode was this one? Now? Never Land. Would that be 2? Even the part where Wendy was like, "Oh, we can go and save the people at the crash site." I was like, "Why?" I know it's for your brother, but you know, okay, I guess go fine. Why not just say, "Let me just go get my brother"? Can I just go pick up my brother? Just want to let him know. Whatever. They go there, and then the scene where she takes up this paper cutter. At that part, I was like, "That looks like a cool scene, but why are you taking knife to a crash site? Anybody tell you there's gonna be monsters and shit?" Or they want to convince us and say when she did the AI scan thing, her mind said AI scanning with information from the spaceship of the hard drive on Mother scans that human beings captured 5 to 6 potential alien species on the spaceship. So you must take a paper cutter, put it on your back, let it magnetize to your back. What? Stop it. Sit down. Stop making too much noise. Philip Kelton said, "Yo, how you quantify consciousness?" Let me know if you can hear it so I don't let it bleed through the mic. That's the scene where Boy Cab was like, "I just want to talk to someone smarter than me." So I was like, "So I hope you're not saying you're making these hybrids, hoping one of them will be smarter than you. You're just rolling dice with people's lives. Can't wait to have a smart conversation. Wrrr, Wendy, okay, she's still cooking. Can't wait to have a smart conversation with someone smarter than me. Wrrr, Toodles, he's still cooking. I can't wait to have a smart. What? How am I supposed to feel about this prick? How am I supposed? This guy is a prick. I think the biggest story is what the world has turned into under this rulership and kingship and mastery of the five. The five. They might as well make a movie of just called The Five. Coming soon to a cinema near you. What's it about? We don't know. But it's The Five. Get ready for The Five. That should be a new restaurant too. The Five. I got five. The Five. You gotta say it like that too with your face. The Five. The Five. The Five. Get out of town, man. The whole show, my mind is like, no, it's all distractions. Eyeball is a distraction, semi distraction. Xenomorph is a complete distraction because I don't care about it. It's a perfect killer machine. If there's no one to face hug your face egg, you're going to be in stasis or sleep mode. I just want somebody to come put their face in front of my egg so I can just give them a good French kiss. If nobody comes to do that, no. I asked in the other live I did, can a face hugger latch into a cat, dog, a snake, an elephant, a giraffe? Everybody's dodging questions. Oh, you can't talk about the thing. You don't even like the lore. Answer the question. Can a face people who like the comics, has a face hugger ever jumped onto a cat, dog, snake, giraffe, lion. That would make an ultimate killer machine. If a face hugger just grabbed the lion, ooh boy, that's that. What would that look like? I wouldn't even mind if this show did it, because this show is convincing me stupidity is popular. So you might as well just improve the lore and say, not only do we have the five controlling the world, a face hugger can now jump on a lion, a cheetah, and an iguana. Good lord, they're all fucked up now on Earth, aren't they? Just noise upon noise upon noise, defending tripe. Defending tripe. 1 minute the face hugger only opens when you get closer, but slowly. So ever so slowly. Even though when Boy Cavalier had his chin like this over the freaking egg, just so slowly. It can sense fear, you see. Just a little bit of fear. Did you pee your pants in that scene, just sensing fear? Then the next scene, when Homeboy is dragging this heavy metal thing that it should know, once this thing is shut down or terminated, it'd be heavier to lift it. But he went in there. Oh my God, Toodles, who did this to you? Not the bugs in there. Come, Toodles, let me pull you. So heavy. I didn't know it was heavy. I'm not even intelligent. I'm as stupid as the children in the hybrids. So heavy. So, can't pull this. Oh my God, it's so heavy. Raj, come help me pull your brother. Raj, Raj? What's that hybrid? What's that? What's that door doing open? Who opened that? What a silly thing to do. I know this door is being opened by me right now, struggling to pull this heavy hybrid out of this room. I'm such an adult, intelligent, but yet I'm doing a stupid thing. Oh, Raj, come help your boy out, Raj. Is it Raj? What's your name? I've forgotten your hybrid name. God damn it. Why is that egg opened? Who opened the... this body so freaking... I was in charge of copying the consciousness into the bodies, but I've forgotten that when this thing is shut down, they apparently become heavier. I hope they're not making excuses in the comment section as per usual. Why is that egg open? How are we supposed to keep up with your storytelling? I'm confused. So now the face huggers can choose when they want to. Oh my God. You guys are... Yo. At that point, I doubled shut down. When Toodles went in there and put his whole body inside the room, I said, I'm just watching a show about pure level incompetence across the board, and just greed. And someone said in the comment section later on, ambition, greed. It just explains everything. Why is this boy? Why has it been molested? Greed and ambition. Why is this little girl child being molested? Greed and it's just... It's not saying this is a problem, address the situation so it doesn't repeat itself. It's just when we're so used to repeating words that I've hardly seen people discuss that. What happened to the world at length, to discuss at length what happened to the world, so much so that we're satisfied with 5 people. So much so that the couple working for the 5 they're hard pressed, or the father, the husband, Arthur, is hard pressed. He's like, yo, I don't feel what we're doing here. So much so, even that scene when he went with his wife and pulled her away, like, come here. Come here, girl. Let me talk to you for a second. Let me holler at you for a second. What the fuck are we doing over here, man? I thought we was doing science and looking after these kids. But this boy done lost his mind. I was like, when he hired you, didn't you do his background check? When he said it, even if his background check was clean, like he's done great with other employees in the past. All right, cool. Okay, he seems cool. Got a lot of money. We're getting paid. Come here, girl. We're getting paid a lot of money. Okay, cool. You work for him month 1, month 2, year 1, year 2. How long did the process even take to come up with this concept? You ask questions, they will shut it down with stupid excuses in the comment section. Who is in charge? Is it Cavalier? Does he need Arthur and his wife? Or can he hire someone else? Whose idea? Maybe I've forgotten. Maybe the whole show gave it to me and I was so half asleep or so pissed off or so tired, whatever. I forgot. Answer in the comment section. Who owns the... Is this schematics? Oh, I'm so tired today. What's that word? Patent. Is it patent or patent? Who owns the patent for the hybrids? Meaning, if Boy Cavalier was to fire Arthur and his wife earlier on, Can he hire someone else to carry on the work, or would they have to go from ground zero upwards? Meaning, once they started something, they got fired. Can all the smart people come on board and continue what they started, or they have to start afresh? Was it his idea that he held on to in his head, and then found this couple and said, "I trust them enough to do this thing, but let me add extra level of anchoring and to weight them down here. Y'all can live here, and we got a lot of mullah. We pay you good, man. I hear you starving. You struggling with debt. We clear all that shit. All of that, everything, any idea you come up with is ours, but anything you're going through right now financially, we deal with it. You struggling with kids? Shoot, you could even be like a surrogate parents to these hybrid kids. All you got to do is sign on the dotted line and make sure you don't spread this information to nobody else. Be cool. Plus, we got surveillance all over the island. So, in a future episode, you might want to go and talk with your wife in the garden, thinking we won't spy on you. I advise you don't do that. Did I fall through a break there? No, I didn't. See what I'm saying? People just do things and you expect it to just swallow the things because it's a show. Just, close your eyes and ignore it. It's the constant didery activities that's making the show dull. I've listed so many things. When Wendy took the knife, I was like, who told you in this crash site you're going to find something to chop through with the knife? She's the only one who carried the blade. And it magnetized to her back. Someone made a joke about it on I think it's Cinema Sins. And he said it's funny how the magnet only works with the blade and no other metallic objects around her when she's walking past them. I said, boy, you know what? I'm not even going to touch that. I don't know how magnets really work. So maybe the magnet's a very thin strip. It only magnetized that blade on her spine. So people are like, oh, it's the spinal cord. So maybe that's what the magnet is and nothing else. So that means whoever was behind her, any metallic part of their clothes or whatever whatever, man. Whatever. Let me find this episode real quick because came back from the spaceship ride and she said, "Oh, all Wendy cares about is weather." We still haven't even spoken about how Wendy can hear the aliens. And he was like, "Oh, did we do that? How could she do?" So you don't even know. So that's what I'm like. So that means you didn't patent this thing or you didn't patent this thing. This isn't your own. Or you probably stole the thing. He probably stole the whole hybrid idea from one of the five. Probably stole the thing. That's why he was like, "Oh, she can control AI. Oh, she can freaking speak the language." She better be able to speak to every other creature on that shit. Because if you turn everything to simplify to say frequency, every scene they show her lips doing that is so jarring. It's so fucking annoying. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm sorry I've missed your comment. So please forgive me. I got to give y'all a heads up. Next time I go live, I'm like, yo, when I talk here. I sometimes read comments, sometimes I forget. So please bear with me. Every little I should do a little close up right now. What are you doing, son? I'm like, close your mouth. I mean, she's got nice lips, but I mean, it's like you're watching someone with nice-ish lips to an extent do the thing you don't want to see them do. Fucking hell, every episode I'm like, oh, yo, you pull that shit off once, and she gets fucking tired. God damn it. Do that, you said. I'm just, oh, his tracker is off. What happened to you? Let me just pull you out. I was like, are you serious? So because you got fired, you're so frantic and you're all over the place. You've forgotten that you're human. I could just hear the excuse, well, he's okay with the bugs because all they eat is inorganic material. I don't care. And that's all we've seen. That's all we've seen. So for all we care, the bugs come out and just be like, oh, another looking patow. Oh, this one has got blood. On to the next one. So what happens if the thing just came out of the room and spat on his face? Because if now we're making the aliens sound very, very intelligent to be able to sense the difference between human being and synth and android. The way it came out from that cocoon thing when he put the tray down, anybody eating that tripe? He said, "Hold on a minute, I smell coconut juice, man. coconut cream. That smells nice. It's a white, creamy. Oh, what's gonna taste real, honey? He say, "Oh, we got dinner, cuz a different kind of food out here." Shit. Let me catch these comments real quick. Okay, I'm back on. Them God said I don't hear the music. I think I found the episode I wanted to play. It's episode 3. Is it episode 3 or 4? No, it's 4. I think it's 4. Another thing that's gotten on my nerves is when Moro hijacks Arish's body. That's why I'm like, yeah, this boy Cavalier and the writer, they're all full of themselves. Absolutely full of themselves. You think if I was creating something so next level and next world, I wouldn't have some control over this thing? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. You must be out your mind. I didn't even see when Devskate joined. What's good, Devskate? Thank you for joining the live, by the way. It's been a while, man. By the way, Cosmic, did you like Man of Tomorrow? Devskate said, no, get to that part of the story, man. Leave the aliens Earth alone. Let's pause on that shit. Let's talk about Man of Tomorrow was trash. Man of Tomorrow was a trash cartoon. And this guy, I don't like Gun, but I'm worried that this dude is low-key being selective. He's like your boy. He's like your boy, Cavalier. He's being selective with what he's going. Because I said DC has got. I can't even show you. You have a catalog like it's fat. That thing is looking juicy from the front. Like whoa, we can choose damn day anything we want. We can choose one particular thing. And there's a group of fans out there we're waiting for it. DC, we're dying just so you can make a live action rendition of this thing perfect, like scene for scene, shot for shot, dialogue for dialogue, copy and paste. That's what we will pay you. We'll go and watch it multiple times alone with our siblings, with our cousins, with our brothers, with our wives, our mothers, our family, our next door neighbors. Copy and paste this exact same thing. Nothing else. Nothing else. Don't change it. This cartoon, this episode, turn it into a live action movie, copy and paste. Don't tweak. You can add, but don't, there are people waiting for that. They won't do it. That cartoon is trash. Whatever I liked about it the first time, I was asleep. Because the only thing I like is two things: the fight between Lobo and Superman, and the design or the twisted looking design of John Jones' natural Martian form. I like that, and I think that would work well realistically in a world where we're all used to certain aliens looking, this humanoid form of aliens looking all appealing to the eye. Appealing to the eye. I'm tired of that. So I like how they made Martian Manhunter look in this cartoon. But anything else outside of that, the fight or how Parasite became Parasite, boy, they spoiled it. Well, how would you spoil something so simple? I tried to record my reaction to watching it, but I was so pissed off. I was like, nah, it would have made good content for rant mode. But I thought, no. I only did my reaction to the Superman animated series episode of the origin of parasites. I'm currently editing that. That's why I took a break to do this live as well. And then I thought, okay, you know what? I'll just do a reaction to the particular scene after I do the live, the particular scene between Superman and pardon me, dragon's breath right there. The particular scene between Superman and the god damn, the scene between Superman and Parasite. When even though I know what the poster looks like with Superman doing that and the Parasite doing that, I'm like, okay, cool. They're gonna clash. But I was like, I've never seen the Parasite doesn't originally look like that. Then here comes the save the comic book lore warriors. Well, in the comics, they've done different renditions of Parasite, so he looks different. In one comic, he's got an afro. In another comic, he's got 9 tails. In another comic, he runs like Naruto. In another comic, he's a woman. In another comic, he's 10 women in one body. Excuse masters, man. Here comes the excuse makers. We must defend the comic book lore. It's in the comics, Cosmic. You must read it. You must read the comics. In the comics, he looked poor. That's poor design. That's poor design. And I thought, that's not, no. The Parasite I know exists. The one I know, looked a particular way. Well, this is my rendition. Whoever this guy is who wrote this, if you want to make your cartoon, Cosmic, make your cartoon. Shut up and eat doo-doo. Here comes the excuse makers saving the lore. I was like, this. Then when he became what he became, his reason or the storyteller's reason was he was going after. I'm about to spoil it though. Sorry for you. I mean, I did say spoilers earlier. So about to spoil a scene in Superman Man of Tomorrow, the cartoon animated movie. So if you haven't seen it, pause or hit mute, and then 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay. So Lobo is behind this stasis field, electric whatever thing. He's in Star Labs, and they've got him, futuristic cell where there's no bars, just it's electric field. Parasite finds his way, just draining different people. He just happens to know where Lobo is, I guess, because he heard. I don't know. Maybe he found out. I don't know. Maybe he found out something that they said. Oh, Lobo is locked in Star Labs. If he finds his way there, opens the door. Lobo's behind the status field. Lewis just finished interviewing him. She's like, "Oh my god!" She takes out her phone. She's recording. Then Parasite looks at Lewis, and I think he's about to launch to her or something. Then he catches Lobo. And is like, "You did this to me," and he's running towards the glass. Then he puts his hand on. I said glass, electric field. He goes on the container. He's then draining the energy because that's what Parasite does. He just drains anything with sustenance and energy. He just sucks up, everything. So his hands on it. He's just there going, yeah. I think he's like, yeah, more. I think. And he starts giggling, and you can see him transforming. So I thought he was going to change into this, you know, um, correct form as just to say like Cell from Dragon Ball Z or Frieza, my final form. Call me the Five or something. But he just turned into this Godzilla. I'm like, yo, where did that come from? That's not how he looks in the cartoon, in the original cartoon. And if you're saying you're changing the thing, okay, so why is he Godzilla looking now? Where did it? You didn't tell me that he bonded with a reptile or reptilian creature. Why does he look like that? Then it just gets worse, and I'm like, oh nah, it's stupid. It's stupid, man. I think it works when I was saying in my head when I watched the original. I'll upload it either by today or tomorrow. When you I think it's challenging when you can't fight a thing that you can't touch this thing. All you got to do is hit it and hit it. But it knows, and it works so well because it's a parasite. So it knows that you are trying to fend it off. You're trying to keep it at bay. And because I know you're trying to keep me at bay, I have the upper hand. I'll just be moving and dodging, even though I'm getting used to my body. I'm weave. Oh, you think, oh, you don't want me to touch you and have a little fun with you. Come here, boy. I'm gonna jump at you like a beast. Like what? Give me that juice because I need sustenance, almost like a vampire in heat. Like I need blood. I'm hungry for your unleash the five, and then just jump on your body and just zap you clean. That's how, but you can't pull that off in James Gunn's world. So when I saw them announce Man of Tomorrow, I was like, either you're going to find a way to make, I think to make the parasite a threat, like the xenomorphs, for example, or like the ticks in this Alien Earth show, or like the eyeball, the Teocellus. If that thing runs at a quick speed, you better be like, nah, suit of armor, because I don't. It's outthinking me. I'm trying to run left and right. It's still like hey, pop, and all it needs to do is whoop, whoop, come here, get over here, and it's on your face. And by the time you're struggling, it's just sucking out your eyeballs. So that kind of thing works well. And my thinking is, how do you write a superhero like Superman to defeat someone that needs physical touch? You would think, oh, all I got to do is stay at a distance. No, because I already got a taste of you. Remember, in this cartoon, Superman didn't even hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Did he? In this animated movie, Superman didn't know what he was. He just latched onto him, and then when he held onto him, he's like, "Oh, this feels different. The human beings I've been feeding off, they're all right, but you." And in the original cartoon, the original episode, he didn't drain them permanently. So they even made it a little darker. And bear in mind, this is supposed to be the official DC animated universe animation style reboot plus anime plus reboot in general. So everything that came outside of that was just a new retelling. Whatever things like this is our permanent version of Superman in the animated universe. I was like, I'm not here for it. I'm the OG fan, by the way. I'm the Justice League Unlimited, the original Teen Titans, Batman animated series, the Batman Beyond, Batman and Robin. That's my thing. Some of the animated feature length movies, yeah, they're pretty cool. But this new animation style is dull. So I'm going to do different scenes and breakdowns as to why I don't like this new phase. And this is, I think, before James Gunn, unless James Gunn was, cooking behind closed doors. Pardon me, but Warner Brothers didn't want to fully announce just yet. So there's something about that animation style I don't like. Same thing with Creature Commando. I've not watched that whole season. Doesn't appeal to me. You've cooked good when you always go back to watching uh uh the old school cartoons. You cooked very good. You cooked very, very good if you're still watching the old school cartoons. That's what I feel. If you want to start doing, you want to save your DC movie universe, bring back them boys who wrote those series. Bring them back. And then let's see what their writing looks like. Otherwise, I'm good. I saw Creature Commando's trailer. I was like, this could be good. Nah. When James Gunn did his version of Suicide Squad, again, meh. It's better than the original. And if you happen to compare it, it's better than the original. Yeah, but as a standalone, it's okay. Whereas the animated movie of Suicide Squad, that's good, very good. Especially the scene where Batman fights with what's this guy? Quick Shot, the one with the one that Will Smith played in the original Suicide Squad. That was a very good cartoon. They're trying to stop Riddler, and they had to hack in. They had to go into Arkham. Deadshot, thank you, TJ. TJ always on that quick ninja shit. Always on that quick ninja. TJ out here like, yo, I'm here with you. I'm here. I got you, Kosmic. I got you. I got you, son. I'm like, yo, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think he fought with Deadshot. I could be wrong, but I know he fought with someone who had that whole Knights of the Owl or Owl something outfit on, and he messed him up so good. It was good. It was good. I can watch that again and again as if it's brand new. So that's the kind of stuff I was looking forward to when I heard James Gunn was doing Suicide Squad. I didn't even really think, oh, not James Gunn. I just thought, okay, well, if they're doing Suicide Squad, it's going to be better than the original. Then hopefully they'll sit down and say, let's go through our archives and see what we can do. And even now they're talking about Batman, and they might introduce Damien. Now my brain is like, I'm not ready for Damien live action because you have to cast that guy properly. Damien is a menace, man. Damien is not a plaything. Damien is someone who can kill a full-grown male or female, a full-grown assassin, a full-grown court of owls assassin. Damien is that's a if he grows up to become Batman, I think he could be worse than Batman, as in better and like I'll break your neck quick. Batman, yeah, he does stuff, but Damien is like, I ain't got no. What? 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 Yeah, Batman have to be like, yo, we don't kill. You don't kill, bitch. Please, that's your problem. That's why that's why your city is overrun. Shut these mother effers down, and them other boys who see dead bodies be like, oh no. You know what? I'm just gonna change my bad ways to good ways. I just you know what? Let me just start room service. Let me just work for this hotel. Room service is cool. I ain't, his neck is broken in 5 ways. I never seen anybody neck broken in 5 ways. Yo, what's the closest hotel? Are they hiring at Wayne Manor Hotel? I'd love to work there. Yeah, so I'm hearing rumors about Damien is coming to the no. I don't because I don't trust I don't this guy insulted me with the Superman 2025. Insulted my mind. So therefore no. People are still fighting in my previous video. I think if you create a nanotechnology, it can hack into a supercomputer from another planet. As if the two are the same. They're not the same. They're not the same. So one can't hack into the other. And the nanotech is not a supercomputer. So if the nano chick was an omega level supercomputer, then we could argue that. But the way that I see you treat the pocket universe with the black hole growing shows to me, with all your intelligence, you're nonchalant. So with that flaw in your pocket dimension creation, allowing that black hole to grow because you didn't take the proper necessary steps to either ensure that you nullify the black hole or you don't build a pocket universe, but because you're so desperate and so nonchalant and you just want to trap people where the government can't ask questions because they can never enter the pocket dimension without your say so, without you giving them the code. It's hubris on steroids. On steroids. So that nonchalant, I can. I'm Lex Luthor. I'm smart. I can. I have to apply that same formula to everything you've created. So therefore, there has to be a flaw in your nano chick to enter and even that it's an alien computer, and a computer is a computer. In the movie Age of Ultron, Jarvis is like, "Oh, hold on, let me. I see what you're trying to do, Ultron. What? Hold on. They knew that if they let this dude into the internet, they had to lock him out. And even that's a flaw too. Because if I was Ultron, like, oh, so I'm just here to be like, oh, y'all think y'all slick. Okay. Okay. You motherfuckers. I'm going straight for the nukes. I'm going straight for the nukes. I'm destroying you guys. Cocksuckers quick. What? You think you could do this to me? Shit. I watched Matrix yesterday too as well. After Trinity does the roof chase scene, she jumps through the window. She comes downstairs. Agent Smith is in that truck. He drives and parks the truck. And then when the phone rings, Trinity runs into the phone booth. Then Agent Smith is pushing the truck. I sat down yesterday thinking, why didn't he just come out the truck and just shoot at Trinity and end her that way? Or why not just crash the freaking phone booth, and then Trinity comes down like, "Oh shit, no phone booth here." Oh yeah. You fucked up now, girl. You fucked up now because the movie wouldn't continue. So cool. I just feel it was when I saw that I'm able to do that even though I love the Matrix. I'm able to point that flaw out. If it was one of the policemen, that makes sense. But it's Smith, not even the other agents, because the other agents gave her chase and she still got away. The other thing is when the three policemen had Trinity cornered, and they were like, "Hands up!" And then she wakes up and she jumps up and does the slow mo kick into the chest thing. I was like, "Hold on a minute." When those three were upstairs, Smith and the crew came downstairs. Like, "Oh, do you have her in custody?" And Homeboy's like, "If you're gonna give me that your jurisdiction crap, you can shut up your ass." And he's like, then he's like, "Oh, my men already have her. Your men are already dead, Lieutenant. Lieutenant, your men are already dead." I was like, why didn't you just teleport into the bodies of the policemen, and they would have had her instantly? Then all that, there'll be no time for that. In fact, the time she used to do, they'd have easily just, because when they were fighting on the rooftop with Neo and Trinity, one of the no, before the rooftop scene, my bad. When they were in the wall and the SWAT team was in the room scanning, and then Silas sneezed. Or is it Cypher? Cypher sneezed. I keep calling him Silas. Cypher sneezed, and dude was like, "They're in the walls! They're in the walls!" And when he shoots, and then when one of the agents realized, then he morphed into the agent, and then pulled out. Did he pull out? Did he pull out? Who did he pull out? No, he didn't pull him out. Sorry. That's when oh, what am I doing? No, that's when Morpheus headbutts the wall and lunges at Smith, and they says, save Neo, he's all that matters. I was like, dude, I think if you guys had done that same teleport thing right at the scene where you had Trinity upstairs, again, there will be no movie. Or you find a way to write the story where Morpheus then has to get Neo out to help him save Trinity. So then it would be the reverse. Instead of having to save Morpheus, you're having to save Trinity. Yeah. I'm just saying that even though some of these movies are so awesome, you still have flaws inside them. How long? Guess how long did Tomorrow verse lasted? I tried watching Man of Tomorrow 3 times. 3 times. I slept all 3 times. Damn, 3 times. Wow. Yeah, I was disappointed, man. I don't know what I watched the first time, but I was like, this is cool. But when I watched it yesterday, I was highly disappointed. The only highlight for me was the fight between Superman and Lobo, and he was even naked at one point. I was like, "Ah, yeah, I guess, man. You don't need to see all that shit. But I guess he's naked, whatever. Then is how Martian Manhunter looked. That's it. I mean, his original form. That's it. But the parasite thing, poor. Poor excuse as to how he became what he became. Poor excuse. That's probably what this douchebag saw and made the kaiju. Poor, 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 poor. Whereas the original cartoon is nice and simple. This guy needs sustenance like a vampire, but instead of biting your neck, all he has to do is touch your bare skin or just hold you and you're finished. How do you defeat someone like that? You have to find a way to make a suit. So in your story, the Star Labs already exist. Since he fast forwarded the whole thing and said, "Oh, my story in just 3 years is gone and whatever," and Superman's been doing this thing, they're metahumans, so it's like, let's fast track this whole thing. So I'm assuming by the time he does his new movie, Star Labs would already exist because someone would have to build that costume for him or armor to protect him from Parasite. That's if Parasite is even in this movie. Everyone is speculating, saying it might be Brainiac. I don't know. I don't know. Man of Tomorrow, once, never again. The animated design is trash. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what he's planning to do, man. But the fact that he said All Star Superman is his inspiration, or aspect of that is his inspiration for the first movie, and then now they're saying they're pulling from Man of Tomorrow. Mm-mm. Unless the comic book run is exactly how it is, meaning Parasite is this, xenomorph looking creature in the comics, then I'm not here for that. And all this it's in the comics defending nonsense. No, thank you very much. No, thank you very much. Restrained from Gotham TV show would have cooked as Damien years ago. Ooh, I'm seeing that, TJ. I'm low key seeing that. I'm low key seeing that. Um, yeah, I think I'm low key, low. I think I'm buying that, but I don't. You'd have to cast someone really because the martial arts has to be good. But then again, if he's wearing mini cowl in his face and the stunts are always from behind or side view, you just get a stunt kid to do it, just like they've done with Tom Holland. And then you're casting for Batman. I don't even know why I care. All I'm just here for is Matt Reeves' universe. That's it. Here for Matt Reeves' universe and Mr. Terrific. Anything else? No. The Hawk Girl we got another version of Hawk Girl. He's done this strategically. He's escaped the Thanagarian thing, which would be much better. This screaming banshee thing, every time she's hitting someone with a mace, she's done doing this banshee screaming thing because he finds that funny. It takes you out of the real world scenario of this is a he's accused to be well just because we're on Earth doesn't mean every alien acts like a human being. Some people when they fight and go fire, boom, they make noise for every attack because they're aliens. So that's why James Gunn chose to do that because he's not human. This is an alien. So aliens just fuck's sakes, man. I'm lucky waiting for them to do like a Flashpoint movie as well. I think who you cast these days is to save this DC universe is important. I don't even think I think DC is so dead, so dead. And they had some level of hope in Zack Snyder. All they had to do was tell him, "Yo, some of your ideas is a little far fetched. Rein it in. Pull it back a bit. Pull it back a bit." There's one animated movie with the new DC animated reboot thing that I like that featured Flash, Superman, and Brainiac. I think that's the one. I think that's the Justice World War II Justice Society. I think that's the one. That's one that I like. I think that one. That one they did Flash absolute justice, absolute. And then I got to see Jay Garrick as well. That'd be a cool movie to watch. I think if you're going to do a Flash movie, you need to find a way to include Jay Garrick. I would love to watch that, and I wouldn't mind. I was going to say I wouldn't mind them bringing John Wesley ship back, but if you bring him back, then the fans are going to rage if you don't bring back Grant Gustin. They're going to lose their shit. If they bring back Grant Gustin, I think it makes sense to keep John Wesleyship as Jay Garrick. Or you could do multiple, multiverse versions. That's the one character you can use to do Elseworld traveling, because Flash's story or path lends well to that cross world something. Universe was going to end with Flashpoint. We've gotten Flashpoint Batman. I don't know, man. I'm only saying that because of what we've got from James Gunn. If we got something better from James Gunn, then I'd be like, I still appreciate Zack Snyder's thing, but James Gunn is better. But because I got trash from James Gunn, I'm now having to say, you know what? Hey, as much as I enjoyed Zack Snyder, now Zack is looking like a freaking martyr, looking like a freaking savior of the world now. Yeah, you can argue his methods a little so and so, but I'd rather that than this trash. Kaiju and selfie, and the kaiju didn't step on one person. Oh, TJ, you don't care for Grant. I mean, I can see that. I think some people didn't really like that CW stuff, but I feel sometimes some people forget that we're such a visual people that we need to remember that when casting is going on, I'm not saying cast some pretty boy and chiseled jaw and cleft on chin. Just whoever you cast, not only how they look, how the costume fits, how it looks, no trunks nonsense, but how the person carries themselves, how the person talks, how the person carries the character or the character they're playing. Batman is so important. I think everyone else we can just there's wiggle room. There's wiggle room for everyone else, but Batman and Zod. That's if James Gunn wants to do Zod. I feel Batman, Zod, and Brainiac are very, very important. Unless you pull off the thing you did for Galactus, you get someone else to do the voice. Whilst no, Galactus was no, it's the same actor. My bad. Who was I talking about? I didn't mean Galactus. I meant Fantastic Four, but not Galactus. Silver Surfer. Lawrence Fishburne voiced Silver Surfer in the OG Fantastic Four movies with Chris Evans as Flamon, whilst that slim dude who played Abe in Hellboy did the mocap for Silver Surfer. So if they're going to do that for Brainiac, then that would make sense, because you need someone with a presence in their voice to command that presence of Brainiac. So that way, when he's on screen, you know, you want him to be menacing, but also low key, you want to side with him. Well, I'm the guy who's collecting all the information for your civilization and other civilizations, so it makes sense. I want to be able to I see what you're doing. I dig it. I dig it. Not just I'm Brainiac and I destroy it. No, you want to have a compelling dialogue. Like, damn, that's let me fight you tomorrow. Let me go think on that today. Let me go back to my Fortress of Solitude. That kind of thing, That I just got triggered again with the whole nano chick entering Fortress of Solitude. No security whatsoever. A clone of Superman comes in, so everyone assumes it's Kal-El. But he's brought friends. He's never brought friends here. Kal-El, my bad, they call him Superman. Superman. It's me, Gary. You brought friends? Oh, wait, it's not. You have his DNA, but you're not Superman. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. The AI didn't even shut itself down. No countermeasures, nothing. But I guess because it's bright and go lucky Superman, he doesn't believe anyone will ever attack his home base, so he doesn't have space guns ready. He has robots, but no weapons to stop any intruder. Boy, man, I think someone like that should be very paranoid. In case someone comes in here, what is my security measure? Or he just feels that the dog is going to do all he needs to do. Whereas the dog kind of even needs command sometimes. Whatever, man. Don't you dare mock the James Gunn Superman movie. They'll come for you. They'll come for you in the comment section. Save the lore. Protect the lore. Protect the lore. I gotta do a skit like that. Sounding like the Dalek from Superman from Doctor Who. I think the casting for I think casting Grant for the Flash on the big screen. I hear you, TJ, but it's 50-50, man. I see it like resource building. If just for the simplicity of the number of fans who are familiar with Grant Gustin and enjoyed Grant Gustin, you're pulling them on your side. If I was to do a law of probability and averages, I imagine the people who enjoyed the Flash series, I imagine half of them didn't like the Superman movie. They loved DC Universe, but they didn't like the Superman movie. And then the other half didn't mind it. So to bring that other the full team on board, that's going to get you, that's guaranteed seats in the cinema. Those are guaranteed eyes. Once they hear, oh, by the way, the official Flash for this new DCEU, because Grant is apparently friends with Gunn, in real life. So once they hear, oh, he's the official, all right, cool. Now that same, instead of 50-50, it's now full on 1,000. Is the whole team is on board. So whatever this movie is, as long as we get to see Grant Gustin, because I'm not really a fan of your DC world, Mr. Gunn, but you got Grant involved. All right, cool. Now I got one eye on you. Hopefully the story is good. So that's bringing in that's guaranteed fan base. That's a guaranteed fan base. If you even throw in a little twist and say, "Oh, the lady who played Supergirl in the CW show, she's going to be a villain in Supergirl movie as a cameo, but a villain." Oh, we like to see that. You're already bringing those guys over. That's guaranteed eyes already. So I'm not saying you must cast Grant Gustin, otherwise we wouldn't watch your Flash movie. No, what I'm saying is a balance because of the leeway that Zack Snyder gave. What's that boy's name again? Who played Flash? TJ, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? What's the boy who played Flash in Zack Snyder's universe? What's his name again? Ezra Miller. Because of his leeway they gave him. I want to run like this. It's how Flash runs. Bullshit. Because of that leeway, that tanked, and he wasn't competent. He wasn't confident. Whereas the Flash that I like is the Flash that's already in his thing and is confident. This is somebody who can vibrate through walls without losing his eyeball or getting stuck in there and dying. So again, with the intelligence, this is somebody who tests his powers when no one is watching. So just say, "Oh, I just push people and run away." You just nerfed the guy. Oh, he's just the beginning stages. Nah, we don't need that nonsense. Either you put the guy in properly or don't. So whoever you cast as the Flash, visually got to look cool when he's doing his detective work. Especially a lot of women watching. People who are fans of DC, females who are fans of DC, or women who aren't even fans of DC but like that actor. You're bringing that, if it's a popular actor, you're bringing in their fan base. If it's a new actor, then it's 50-50. Then costume tests got to look cool. The way he talks got to look cool. Quippiness, little quippy jabs here and there, like Spider-Man. All these things play a role because just like the fans who love Harry Potter, who don't like the movies, they've cemented in their head already, based on the text, what these people look like based on the text. But no two, I assume I could be wrong, but no two Harry Potter fans who love the book, if they had the ability to draw, would draw the exact same person on paper based on the text that they both read. There'll be things that they like in their subconscious that they would apply to the artwork of this person based on the text. So I can understand why they don't like the casting of someone on screen when it doesn't match the text. I get that. I'm not going to sit on someone and say, "Oh, that's stupid." No, it's ingrained. You've been reading this text for so long, this image is built in your head. Yet, if you to get a device to jack into our minds, and that text or that image you built up is projected onto the screen, me and this other Harry Potter major fan, the images on the wall will not look the same. So casting sometimes is important. Sometimes it can go one way, like Grant Gustin for some people, or Henry Cavill for some people, or it can go another way, like what's this Ben Affleck? People didn't like him for Batman when he displayed the fight scene. Everyone's like, "Okay, that's Batman." So sometimes One thing might not go well, but the other thing will go well. Robert Pattinson came out for the Batman. Oh, he's too skinny. Oh, he's bulked up a bit. But yeah, he doesn't look like a Batman. Doesn't look like a Bruce Wayne. For me, I bought it. It worked. Christian Bale. He's not a Batman. He's accent. Did his thing. Oh, Nolan's Batman is, so give and take. That's why I'm like, yeah, I don't trust the public wholeheartedly and completely. But I'm aware of the public also being a little fickle. And that's okay. That's okay. That's just due to how we've grown up from childhood to movies we've watched, cartoons, how people sound in our ears. So, when you're saying you're casting so and so, we're like, I would have chosen him. And again, we're not watching, androids or synths or hybrids on screen that, they shapeshift to exactly what we want to see on screen. We're watching other human beings. So if we don't feel connected to these human beings, okay, how is their performance? That was believable enough. Then we grow up and adapt and say, okay, didn't really like him or her when they were casted, but I got into it. Gal Gadot, for some people, they didn't like the casting at all. I thought, why am I drawing blanks? Oh my god. Let me see how fast and how good TJ is on this one. I can't remember her name. She plays Ahsoka in Star Wars, the live action. It's not Mercedes. She was also the lady in Welcome to the Jungle, Gato. She's voiced Wonder Woman in the DC animated movies recently, like twice or three times. She does Wonder Woman very well. She voices Wonder Woman very, very well. I can't remember her name, man. It's not Gabriella. It's not Gabriella. Let me see how fast TJ is. TJ be on them keyboards real quick. TJ said, I'll tell you why it won't be Grant. It's not as Flash. Oh, got it. Rosario Dawson, my boy. I told you. It's fast enough. Not fast, but it's fast. It's fast. Appreciate you. I knew you'd get it. Rosario Dawson. Yeah, she's. I think she'd have made a cool Wonder Woman. I think so. When you do the whole diverse thing, whatever, I think she'd have made a rule. She's got this face, this, and the way she talks too. There's something about it. For me, anyway, just for my fan casting, I'd have loved to see her. When I heard her voice, I'm like, hold on a minute. Whenever they cast her for this Wonder Woman, she got a nice voice, like this tone to it. She can bust jokes, but there's a warrior there as well. Feminine, beautiful, calm, relaxed, but she blow your ass up when she wants to. Whoever likes that kind of shit. Then when the Doomsday cartoon came out and I was watching, I was like, hold on a minute, yo. Even when she said, "Don't hold back" to Clark, and then she's passed out. I was like, yeah, this they because first I was like, why would they cast Rosario Dawson? Did they approach her or did she approach them or they asked and she auditioned? I'm like, that's pretty cool. Of all people, I'm like, oh, no, not Rosario, but yeah, it worked. I was like, yo, I hope they don't change their voice. It just worked. The same way they got I can't remember his name, the guy who played Lex in Smallville. When I figured out he was, I don't know how I figured it out. I think when I heard him talk and my back was turned to the TV, I was like, oh shit, they got the Flash's voice, Wally West's voice, the actor to play Lex. And that's a dope ass transition, to be honest. You're in the DC universe twice over to play a very prominent character like Lex, and he played it. Michael Rosenbaum, to play such a very powerful character for such a long time. No. That's boy, that could have gone sideways. But for some people outside of the animation, people always refer to Smallville's Lex as yeah, and his father. Yeah, them boys, they were handling business in that show. They were handling business in that show. I had to search it. Not Star Wars. Not a Star Wars nerd. My bad. But you were still fast though. You still got it. You knew who I was talking about as well. Yeah, and when she played Ahsoka, it was nice. But I think who they cast is important for the next projects coming out. Otherwise, there's no point. I mean, I can't say there's no point because people are going to watch what they're going to watch. But for people like myself, nah, I won't be in a hurry to watch the movie. And I'm so not in the mood to watch Supergirl to have to sit down and then do a review and then upload the video. I'm dreading that. I'm dreading having to sit down and to watch that. It might be good, but after this movie, I'm not here for might. No, because everything before this, even before Zack Snyder's Superman, it was substantial enough. The Green Lantern animated movies, I think two or three of them were very good. We were still waiting for a live action, and how they haven't done that yet, I don't know. Let's forget about Ryan Reynolds' flaw on that one. But let's not also forget that Hollywood sometimes gets in the way. The studios too gets in the way. And if you don't have any major fans inside that hall of decision making, but you want the money from that fandom, confused. That's a confusing conundrum. You want the money from that fandom, from those number of people who've read the comics and watched the cartoons. We even have tattoos of these characters on their flesh. They got the curtains with the characters on them. They got towels, swimming trunks, boxer shorts, bras, everything with any to all most of the DC characters, but you don't want to have people in your camp that are competent. Boy, boy. Supposed to have a John Stewart. What's ZS? What's Zack Snyder's Justice League? Oh, that's I've never seen that abbreviation before. I was like, what the hell is ZSJL? Zack Snyder's Justice League. Where Warner Brothers stepped in. Nah, I would have loved to see that, but I'm glad they didn't because I feel the way people didn't like Zack at all, then we'd have had that guy removed. We only have out of everyone else, the only person who's crossed over so far that I remember is Arthur, Jason Momoa. So Jason is now Lobo. He's the only guy that I know crossed over so far, right? I don't know if there's anything going on behind closed doors. And even if they try to low key get Henry Cavill back in, nah, I don't want Homeboy back in. I prefer if he's not Superman, no, no cameo maybe I guess, but to say he's now a new character in DC, in the new DCU, doing something else, no. So I'm glad they didn't have a John Stewart in Zack Snyder's universe because they would have removed him, and it'd have been a massive 50-50 to carry that actor over into James Gunn's world. Remember, he was very particular about no, this is a whole reset and rearrange. So I can't just pull on everyone. That's why some people are like, well, if you can pull in Jason Momoa, then you might as well bring in your boy. What you call it, Henry Cavill. And I can see why they don't want to. Again, it's their thing. It's his thing. It is what it is. But I'm kind of glad I didn't bring him in because I really, 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 really love John Stewart in the cartoon, Justice League cartoon. He's epic, absolutely epic. That Martian Manhunter scene was actually meant for John Stewart. Ooh, that's cold. That's cold. Damn, that's not nice. I think they could have used your boy Aaron Pierre as well. Again, casting. And if you don't have a vision and you don't have something you're going off of, then what are we watching? Why am I watching your nonsense? If you have something you're building off of, and we can look at it and go, oh, they're tapping into that series. Oh, they're about to pick one of the best episodes or some of the best episodes. Especially after watching All-Star Superman, dull and boring. But the Lex Luthor scenes, however, they were very, very good. Very, very, I enjoyed them because he was this smart, intelligent, grown man talking a particular way. Not 1A, 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 1A. I don't care if you think you're human or not. I have never liked you, and it's just envy. Yeah, sure, and envy and human, and ever since you came on here, human beings have forgotten, Martin Luther King and this guy who the EMC squared. They've forgotten Einstein and forgotten Tesla, Nikola Tesla, and ever since you came here, people are now worshiping you. Of course, I'm envious of you. I should have been the next person for people to worship. And I'm supposed to just eat that up and say, oh, it makes sense. It's Lex Luthor. Nah, he had finesse, man. The best Lex for me, for my viewing experience, is straight from the animated Superman series all the way into the Justice League series and Justice League Unlimited. Absolutely epic. Absolutely epic. So now I'm not in the mood for nonsense, man. So it's I don't know. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be tricky. What's your thoughts on the rumors of Warner Brothers Studios being sold? Sold to who? Is that news? Who's buying them? Is that a good thing? How's Warner Brothers, as in Warner Brothers, not DC? Warner Brothers Studios. So Warner Brothers as a whole, or just I'm confused. I need to go Google that later then. Who's buying them? Nah, I don't really care, but wouldn't that affect any future projects coming down the line? If it's a real thing, it's not going to have an effect. Paramount Skydance is considering bidding. What? I don't know how that affects what we're watching. HBO to anything that's coming down the line. So, do they have the potential say so on whoever buys that? The deal is done. They bought. Can they say, you know what, that movie in the pipeline, wipe that off. That one, remove that. That actor, no, thank you. Do they have that power to do so, or is it that just here's the money you want, we now own it, but anything else you got in the pipeline, yeah, still run it through. We just have full control of it now. Here's your money. Now piss off, peasant. We own this thing. We can do whatever we want. The five, it's happening. Protect the lore. I think I got to do some videos for that one. Meet the lore protectors, straight from the planet of the five. What a world we live in, man. Warner Brothers being bought by Skydance. Damn. It just sounds like Alien Earth, man. They sat in their lounge. So I think I want to buy a company. Who do you want to buy? I think we should buy Warner Brothers. Someone in the background is like, I got 5 on it. Ah, I like that. 5, yes. They're talking about the 5 in the alien Earth as well. Interesting. We'll take all of them. We'll dominate and become only the 5 most wealthiest companies in the world. And no one can stop us. As long as you make some good movies and good TV shows, I don't really care, to be honest. But if you're changing things for the worse, then that becomes a problem. That's why I don't like doing news or talking about things like that. That becomes a problem. If you're going to remove things we're looking forward to, because I assume you can just turn around and say, you know what? No, I don't want that movie anymore. You guys should change that movie. Or we need to know how the thing works. How I don't know how their plans work. Damn. I would say they have the power. They have the power. Disney likely did the same. Number 28 for Century Projects, Lucasfilm, Star Wars. Um, okay, but power, yeah. If you're making too much changes, and your audience isn't fully aware of the changeover, we've set our minds to look forward to something. You then erase that. You're not keeping trust. You're messing with the trust. You know, between you and um your lifeblood. Technically, because if you don't watch any film, you're finished. You can't, unless you want to eat your own hand and feed on your own self and keep yourself alive. If none of us show up to the cinema, you're done. It's fatality. You're finished. There's no more 5 on it. You're all done. It's back to 0, to the Stone Age. No more money in your pockets. So yeah, I guess it's 50-50 to be honest. Whatever changes you make, as long as the audience is happy with it, we come out to the cinema to watch. Or unless it's like, yeah, we're gonna make whatever, and they're going to see it no matter what. I'm not in that group. I'm not the dude who come and see it. If I smell tripe, I'm like, nah, I'm not your target. And it's cool. I'm not your target audience. And we have an agreement, like, yeah, those guys won't see it. We know. They're loyal to their own intelligence. They don't want to see nonsense on screen. Yes, it's just okay. I don't really care, to be honest, as long as it doesn't mess with the roster. Or if the change is for the better, meaning whatever James Gunn did. So now, hold on a minute. So being that they had the power, they effectively had the power to remove James Gunn as the. Okay, now you have piqued my interest. Very good, very good. If this is legit, then everybody will be like, "Can we petition? Can you remove?" Oh, it's like we're sitting down saying, "Do you want to take over Warner Brothers? If you want us to come to see your movies, we ask one thing of you: make sure you remove James Gunn from presidency of Warner Brothers. Then we will support all your all your comic book movies without hesitation." Maybe we can pull that power move. Like, oh, if you're buying whatever, you can buy whatever you want to buy. You got the money, right? You're trillionaires after all, just like the characters on the alien Earth. You got all that money. You got five on it. But hear this, and hear this, new owners of Warner Brothers. If you do not remove James Gunn as a president of DC, we shall not be coming to see any more comic book movies whatsoever. You will bleed money because you need us to feed your hunger, your greed, and ambition. Not so? Then we all twirl our mustaches. Now the shoe's on the other foot. We are the villains now. We even have German accents as well. Where did this come from? All you must do is remove James Gunn, and we will forever be loyal to you. New purchases of Warner Brothers. If, of course, the rumor is real. We await your response. Then you do the cloak and disappear. James Gunn is responsible for many DC flops. He'll be removed. Yeah, that's too much wishful thinking, TJ. Too much wishful thinking, bro. I can't manage. I can't be doing no. That's a heavy load of wishful thinking. I like things to be, I like to know. Maybe, could be, might be. No, that's not for me. That's just too much of, no, I like, yo, he's getting removed. When? Now. Cool. Then the excitement peaks. But at least we still have Matt Reeves though, because Matt has just done one, or was Matt responsible for Penguin, the TV show, the HBO series? Because if he was responsible for Penguin, that's two. He's got 2 points, two top marks. I know many people didn't really like the Batman, but that's still a good movie, man. The pacing of that movie, I'm gonna watch that again tonight. The pacing, of course, after I finish editing that other video, but the pacing of that movie just kicks ass, man. I was so immersed into that world. I was like, yo, I never thought Patterson could be, the same way I never thought Bale could be Batman. And that's what I like about movie magic, about the actor taking the thing serious enough, and then the director saying, "This is what I want to showcase in this world. I want this person to look like this, swear to me." Or voice modulation for Ben Affleck's Batman. Just different things from time to time, because every director has a different thing. It's just that James Gunn, no. Because even in the Matt Reeves Batman movie, people weren't just stupid for the sake of stupidity. And I like the way Riddler was written in this world, because after watching politician after politician come into power, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this. He said, you know what? Yeah, bullshitting. Allow me to show you what power and true change looks like. And then he just did his thing. I'm not agreeing with it, but I'm like, I just saw someone get frustrated, just like Thanos. Thanos looked left and looked right and said, you're doing too much. Let me go find these stones. Let me wield the power of the gauntlet and then snap my fingers. I just get it. And then you do the Penguin show with the little kid that was Penguin's sidekick. It works. It makes sense. It makes sense. So that's why I like Matt Reeves. The way he wrote, the way he did the Batman world is beautiful. Bruce Wayne part, I think they need to fix, the Bruce Wayne thing a little bit, beef it up more. I don't even want to see any Robin yet. I think Robin thing is too much. I think Batman, Court of Owls, and we don't have to actually have Robin in this world. That's another thing. Not every Batman should always have a Robin. We could just have a straight on Batman and no Robin. This is an Elseworlds. God damn. It's an Elseworld story, right? Actually, with that Luther Vandross voice. Elseworld. No, that's Luther Vandross. What's his name? Um, Louis Armstrong. What a wonderful world. So Elseworld story. Sound like a villain as well. So my true villain was coming out. So Elseworlds, suppress it, suppress it. They must not know who you are. Suppress the villain powers. So Elseworld story. Saffron contract ends around the same time, a bit earlier. Whose contract ends in 2026? What do you mean? James Gunn was under 1-year contract. That doesn't make sense. Was that a gamble? Why would you give someone a 1-year contract and you got to make in 2 movies or 3 movies? James Gunn had 1-year contract. The Penguin won 8 Emmy awards, not even 1, not 2, not 5, but 8 Emmy awards. Come on, that show was beautiful. And I was one of the people who were out there when I did my recording for the trailer reaction. I don't want, nor do I need, nor do I require, nor do I desire a Penguin TV show. Episode 1 and 2 came out. We want more. We want more. And I love being in that position to be honest enough to say, damn, I thought I didn't even want the show, but my God, beautifully done. And I was like, yo, after you're done season 1, I don't mind what you do next. If you carry this story on into the Batman universe, continue. But I'm like, season 1 is so beautiful. Please don't get cocky in season 2. Just even if you say there's no season 2, I'm satisfied. It was just a nice one-off, tied off with a bow. Off you go. So if they say season 2, I'm like, yo, fingers crossed, because I really, really love season 1, even though I didn't want to watch the show. So, like I said in my last live, I would like to see a Dr. Freeze HBO series. I think that would kill. But I think sometimes Warner Brothers should be satisfied enough to just say we're planning multiple seasons for certain characters and one-off stories for certain characters in regards to the HBO series. I think be open and honest to that to just say this is what the story is. Pop, 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 done. And then finish it there. But if you're wavering all over the place, nah, we can't be doing that. You gotta you just gotta have two types of storytelling, multiple seasons, and we're gonna end it in 3 to 4 seasons done. Nice, neat ending. And then the story bleeds into the Batman world. And we're gonna have one-off stories. So that means don't expect a second season. If you petition, if it does well, it wins 50,000 Emmys. We have agreed to do one-off done. I think that kind of thing should be implemented as well. Oh, no wonder. I was like, oh, it's just a 1-year contract. James Gunn's contract started 2022. That makes sense. So he'd have to do something in between now and then, right? Well, I guess the Supergirl would probably be the last thing that might tip the scale to be like, okay, do we need to keep you on or remove you from the 5? I got to keep doing that each time before I turn the live down. Just like the 5. Why are you all in my house? Who sent you? We are here from the 5. It has to, yeah, I think you have to, yeah, 5. Or we are here, fist together, from the 5. Or this one. We are here from the 5. We've been summoned to take your life by the 5. Yeah, I think Supergirl might save him. I mean, Superman saved him. A lot of people like Superman, and it's made a lot of money for DC. So I don't see them ending his contract. I think they're going to renew that thing quick because all they seem to care about is money and plenty of it too. Supergirl is his wife. What? Or Supergirl is your wife? I don't get that. McRamble, my brother. Welcome to the live. What do you mean Supergirl is wife? Is that bizarre? Supergirl is wife. Supergirl is wife. Oh, your wife. Oh, got it. You like her like that. If you watch Man in the High Castle, man, I'm picky with what I watch these days. You actually calling is it good? Who is in it first? Let me know who's in it. You can't be asking me these questions, TJ. You gotta butter me up nicely. Who's in this thing you're asking me to peruse now? It's gotta be. I'm picky, man. My head, I love it too much. When the weapons movie came out, I didn't even want to see that movie. I thought there was something low key nasty and nefarious inside it. My brother had to go and see it first, and then came back and told me, "Yo, you must watch the movie." Same thing with Nosferatu. I saw the trailer, but I was like, it's gonna be corny. I don't know. I like things a particular way. And I don't mind watching things I never thought I'd watch and really like it, like the Penguin Show, for example. Of course. That's in fact that's one of the beautiful things about the thing I don't plan to watch and I really like it after watching it. Of course. That's what I look forward to those kind of things. When I saw Nosferatu, I was like, oh, this is good. The end, however, meh, but this is good. 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 And the acting, good. Very good stuff. Very good. We like it. You like it. You like it very much. So same thing with weapons. I was like, yo, why are they running funny like that in the movie? When I saw it, I was like, God, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. So when you say Man in the High Castle, what is this genre first? Because I don't like drama. I think I'm done with drama. Drama, boy. Where's this scene where this lady? No, this is the French one. I'm still looking for the episode of Alien Earth. Is it the end? Oh, there it is. Got you. Episode 3. Oh, there you go. She said, I learned French last week. Boy, Junior said, when? There you go. She said she learned French last week. She asked Arthur, last week? So they've been around for a little bit. Hold on. I thought they woke up from the transition. It was like it's all in 1 week. The spaceship, their procedure started on Monday and they all got completed on Tuesday. Then they were doing the sit down on Wednesday. Spaceship crashed on Thursday. They went to the site and then they brought the alien species back. And then we've been watching it ever since. Everything just. But she just said she asked Arthur to download French, so that was her choice. She chose. She wanted to learn French. She wasn't informed or programmed or instructed by Boy Cavalier or anyone. Well, not that we know of. She said she asked Arthur to download French into a hard drive or memory. They're playing fast and loose with all this dialogue, man. And it's something she chose to do, maybe to impress Boy Cavalier, but she still chose to do it. This wasn't an influence that we know of. So that same, you know what? I think I'm done talking about this alien thing when I do the video breakdown. So that way I can open the floodgates. For the excuse makers, we must defend the lore. We must defend the lore. Should I start the video like that when I do the next one? We must defend the lore. I think I will. I think I'm onto something here. I think I'm onto something indeed. Rufus Stewell, Juliana. Who's Rufus? Rufus Sewell and Juliana. You know what? Google is apparently my friend. Man on the high castle? Is that on or of the high castle? Where is it? Man in the high castle. Get it right, Kosmic Jedi. Man in the high. Man in the high. Have you seen? Have you seen? Man in the high. He doesn't smoke weed to get high. He doesn't smoke weed to get high. But he's hiding in the high. Hiding in the high. It's a TV show, dude. You want me to see it? Nah, bruh. It's got a 7 out of 9 or 7.9 out of 10. Ah, dude. I can see the actor's face. One of them is John Smith. Oh, Miss Crane, that's who you are. She fine. She good looking. It's an American dystopian alternate history television series created for streaming service Amazon. Okay. Same name takes dystopian scenario. The Axis powers won the war, leading the United States being divided into 3 parts. The area controlled by the Japanese. Those dudes with the stolen symbol from India. Controlled section and a buffer zone between the two. Despite the oppression, a new hope emerges when films turn up that seem to show a different world. A woman believes the films contain the key to freedom and is determined to find their mysterious guardian. Now that is a 4 seasons? What I like to do is before I watch these shows, 2019, I like to watch the 4.1 out of 5 Amazon UK, 84 Rotten Tomatoes. I am not one for the IMDb scores of a thing. If I enjoy it, then yes, I shall watch it. I shall give it only 2 episodes, Mr. TJ, and then you're fresh out of luck if it sucks, my friend. Thank you, however, for the suggestion. Where has this accent come from, Jedi? Why is the German accent? 7.9 out of 10 is not bad. Yo, some movies, we can honestly give that rating. 7 out of 10? That's not bad, dude. He said 7.9. That's practically 8. But they held 1 point back, though, for a good reason. Devskate said, yes, it's good. Of course you'd say that. You're trying to set me up. I can sense a ploy. A plot and a plan against my membrane. My mental. I don't like to watch nonsense on TV, you see. My mind is very protected. I'm kidding. I'll check it out. I'll also watch maybe like an ending explained video for 1 or 2 episodes. And if it's juicy, then I'll watch it. I dipped out of Silo and The Foundation because it became too bulky and too chunky. I don't know if those guys know how to end their shows. Dark Matter, however, ended interesting. Good journey. And the end was interesting. I wouldn't have ended it that way, but I still enjoyed the whole show. So far, Severance is a good ride. But eventually, I'm hoping I can enjoy the aftermath of the ride. I don't want her on top of me forever. I would like to take a break. And then we start again. We ride again. Ha! I don't know if I can sit down here. No. Severance is a very good show, but you have to know how to close that thing nicely in a way where people are satisfied with it. Severance is a beautiful show. Same thing with Dark Matter. I don't know if they're going to do a season 2 because I know the writer said he wants to turn one of his other books into a TV show, which I'm looking forward to because the concept sounded nice. I can't remember, but I remember the feeling when I heard the concept. And I was like, well, if you did well, sat next to this dude, the showrunner who did your show, Dark Matter, then I trust. That's someone I can trust when it comes to writing or directing or whatever. I say, well, this world came from your head, and the person you got to do this world from your book into live action did a great job. Then the two marrying well. I look forward to whatever you bring up next because these are thinking people, not just doing things. They're thinking. They're getting the viewer to expand their head and thinking. Who's watched The Expanse? I haven't seen that. I got to go check out the Expanse as well. The Expanse, damn it. Gotta be doing homework, man. Homework. So, The Man in the High Castle. We first must watch a trailer and then an episode breakdown. Even Paradise with Sterling K. Brown, that was a pretty good first season as well. That one you need to know how to end that season. Just like you guys have The Walking Dead still going on. I don't know how. I don't know how. Pardon me. You guys are good. The Walking Dead is still, I haven't even jumped on one episode, let alone one full season. Say I've watched this show. It's not bad. It's still going, and it's cool because actors are getting paid, stunt work, and everyone on set, costume design, everybody's getting paid. So that's good loyalty right there. Good loyalty from the fans, man. So much so you got spin-offs too. That's good loyalty. The Expanse. Let us see what is being spoken of. Poster looks good. Felt like Stranger Things for a second. What year did it come out? What year did it come out? It came out November 2016. How many seasons? 6 seasons? 62 episodes. Damn. It's done, so there's no funny revival. Oh, that's a good looking woman. Frankie Adams. Ah, damn. Cara G. These are beautiful looking ladies. Good lord. Let me just go and Google pictures. Nice. You are not here to judge their beauty. You are here to read the synopsis of the show, Jedi. This is true. The accent is creeping up again. Joseph Miller. Who's Joseph? Oh, no, my bad. Just Josephus Miller, an interstellar police. Interstellar! Police detective is assigned to find a missing woman. You have me at Interstellar. Okay. I got some shows to test, not even sink my teeth in. I must test them first. Can they hold my attention? Thomas Jane. Oh, this is the guy who played Punisher in the other movie. Oh, wow, he's aged, man. I mean, I guess he was very good in Punisher and The Mist. Ooh wee. He's very good in The Mist. What's 1922? What's that about? Is that a horror movie? 1922. Is that horror? Netflix. Looks like a horror movie. Is this a horror movie? No. Nah, we're good. We won't touch that one. You don't have to watch everything someone suggests. Oh, this dude is in there as well. Gerard Harris. This guy who played Moriarty in Sherlock Holmes with your boy. What's his name? Robert Downey Jr. He's also one of the main cast members of the Foundation TV series. That was pretty good. Like Shogun was good. I hope they don't mess up that one with the season 2. But Foundation got boring, man. Got boring real quick. Thomas Jane is only 52. Am I reading that right? Or was it 50? How old are you, my boy? I'm sorry. Did you just refer to me as your boy? Well, that's rude. Oh, he's 56 years old. All right. Again, we'll check out the trailers first. Then we'll check out the episode breakdown. then we'll watch. If it's juicy enough, I'm here for it. But yo, 6 seasons is a lot, man. 6 for this one and then 4 for the other one. That's a lot. That is a lot of binging. I can do 4 seasons for Man in the High Castle. I can do that. But boy, the other one, that's 6 seasons. That's like somebody asked me to watch Naruto. Oh, sorry, Bob. Too much work. Too much. I just watch abbreviation. Break it down in simple bite size for me. Yeah, Foundation is decent, but I don't like to watch shows that's decent. I like good shows. Like Dark Matter for me wasn't decent. I was hooked. Same thing with Severance. That wasn't decent. I was like, God, this is good. I'm involved. Whatever story you're telling, I'm here all the way to the end. Keep telling your story. I'm here for it. It must make sense at the end, though. Otherwise, I'll be a very, very bitter fan. And then make a rant live about it like I did with this one. Right, let me sign off real quick then. So I've already officially checked out of DC stuff, officially checked out of Alien Earth. I'm just watching the show to see shit happen. I think I'm only rooting for Joe and his sister, or Joe and the thing that thinks it's his sister. That's the best way to put it. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's just a child." You are no longer what you were before. Once you are now in this, this is a thing. As they call it, you're a hybrid. You're a machine thinking you're a thing. If the show hasn't even done the due diligence of getting us involved in this thing so much to believe it, to believe it's real. Arthur sat down and talked to his wife. I don't think I'm enjoying Invasion. God damn it, TJ. What's Invasion now? What's that one on? It's just called Invasion? Came out 2021. How many seasons? 3 seasons? How many episodes in total? It will not say. It's hidden. Oh, Sam Neill is in this. Okay. I like Sam Neill. He's a good actor. India Brown. She has a lovely smile. So what's the premise then? The Earth is visited by alien species that threatens humanity's existence. It's always the same old story. Events unfold in real time through the eyes of 5 ordinary people across the globe as they struggle to make sense of the chaos unraveling around them. Okay. Simple enough premise. Once again, I must observe the trailer. The trailer is just like the aroma of a good meal. It entices you. It calls you to its presence. Would you like to taste me? It asks. You must then decide if it smells good and smells tantalizing. Then decide, yes, I will partake in your meal. You have presented to me invasion. And if you are good, I will have dessert. Yes. Apple TV's Invasion. I tried watching For All Mankind. Didn't feel it. Is that a show, For All Mankind? That's another show. You're trying to get me to binge all these shows. Boy, my mind has so much power, but there's so much I can do with it. Is anyone here played Mass Effect? No. Oh, I did in the past though, but no, I don't play it anymore. I do not play it anymore. I wanted to one day. The most, I think the recent one when they did a remake to it, I liked the way it looked, and I thought I could pick that one up, but nah. Even Warhammer as well. I was gonna pick that up too, but I was like, no, it doesn't play right. It doesn't play right. I feel ever since I jumped on the game like Returnal, I've been spoiled, man. I don't even look at games the same way anymore. I'm like, if you don't entertain me the same way Returnal has, then why are you here? You're wasting not only my time, but your time. and you don't seem to value your time very much. I heard they're doing another Uncharted Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Is that supposed to be like a PC thing? Because I'm only a console gamer, but who else in here is a non-console gamer? And I didn't even latch onto the characters as well. Just like The Witcher. Just seeing other people play The Witcher, I was like, oh, I'd love to play this. But when I saw the gameplay, too slow. I was like, nah. I'm hearing they're doing a new one. I think. I could be wrong. No, I am right. They did a showcase this year, didn't they? Sometime this year. It looked cool. So yeah, I wish I jumped on board though. There was one showcase they did at E3 or something a while back where I think it was Mass Effect, and you could jump into the space rover as well and drive around the planet. I think it was that, and that really got me hooked. I was like, yo, if the game is this deliciously looking, I don't mind spending money on that. That looks good. That looks very good. I'll play that. That's Mass Effect 1. Oh, really? Yeah, you see? I'm not even a fan like that. I'm nowhere close. Not even a fan like that. All right, boys and girls, gentlemen and gentle ladies, let me get ready to remove myself from this live. It's been fun venting and releasing my dismay about this stupid Superman Man of Tomorrow movie. Boy, I think Gunn is going to pull the dumbest things from this movie into his movie. And I don't even know. There's zero hopes. And they've not even waffle on. I have zero hope. Absolute zero hope. He yawns. He must be fed his dinner. Otherwise, he will shut down completely. Is it free? Is it on PSN? So we're talking the Mass Effect. What did you call it again? Mass Effect. Oh, just Mass Effect 1. So is that free on PSN? If it is, then I'll grab it. These days, parting away with money is tricky, dude. It's very tricky. For me, playing a game has to be on point. I'm picky, man. Your game got to be smooth as eggs, smooth from the get go. Otherwise, why am I here? Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, Devskate. Thank you for subscribing to my gaming channel. Much appreciated. I saw the subscription come up the other day. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool of Devskate. That's cool of you. It's not free, I think, but it costs like $4. All right, cool. As long as it looks cool, HD remastered and everything, then yeah, why not? As long as it's fun to play. I'll check it out. I'll probably watch a few gameplay videos on YouTube, and then we should go from there. This guy TJ gave me homework. Well, not necessarily homework. All I gotta do is watch trailers first. Let me just go check out the trailers for this thing real quick. Let me get the link ready whilst I sign out of YouTube's. It's been a fun life. It's been a fun life. We like it. We like the live. We like the live. Do more like this. Do more like this. I might go live later on my gaming channel and stream some games. I might. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. But I'm seriously contemplating. They've dropped the trailer for The Witcher series, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, do I feel sorry for them. Hopefully people watch it, but I don't think I will. I miss Henry Cavill too much. I miss Henry Cavill Too much. Mm, mm, mm. I was gonna start watching Peacemaker as well, but no. Is there a season? Oh, it looks like they're doing season 2. Director of Alien Earth has already revealed where season 2 is heading. So that means there's a confirmation that they are doing season 2. Damn it. Damn it. I was hoping this would be a one-off or a flop. But when you're talking about season 2s and shit, you haven't learned your lesson. It might even improve on the nonsense that's going on right now. You never know. But let me save that video to watch later and then type in gameplay for Mass Effect 1 on PS5. Wait, what console are you playing yours on right now? Devskate. What console are you playing your 4 years ago? Damn. So are you playing a remaster or are you playing? Is there a remaster? I don't see no remaster on here. Oh, you makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'm going to leave that alone then. High Castle, where are you? There's the trailer for the High Castle. Oh, this kid from Joey is in this one. The kid from Marcy's brother in Alien Earth. Oh, this looks like it's going to be good. This looks like it's going to be good. I don't want to get my hopes up, but trailer's looking nice so far. I don't want to get my hopes up. Talk about being late to the party. Talk about being late to the party. But I played it on Xbox and playing the remaster. Now I don't even see it on the PS right now. Is it available on PSN then? I think what I played is something called Andromeda. I think that's the one I played. Andromeda. Yes, both Mass Effect Legendary Edition and Mass Effect Andromeda are available on the PlayStation Network PSN store for PS4 and PS5. So you can't escape it, Jedi. Download or purchase. Hopefully, I can find another way around that. That might be cool to stream, actually. You are onto something, my friend, Deathskate. You are onto something. But if it's boring, I will dip out immediately. I do not waste time on such things, you see. Andromeda is decent in my opinion, but I'm more of a trilogy fan. So you're saying the Mass Effect Legendary thing is an all-in-one? Everything is inside it? You said trilogy, so that means 1, 2, and 3 is inside this whole one legendary thing. Oh, okay. All right then. So you're a hard-boiled fan of the cool, 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 cool. Are you fast? You type in as fast as TJ when he answers questions. Goddamn. I guess the lag isn't that bad this time. Normally the lag is like 10 years bad. All right, peeps. That's me done for the night. I did 5 hours the other day, but my belly grumbles, so I can only manage 3 for now. Plus, I have to edit the other video. Or I'm going to edit. I don't want to say have to as if it's like it's a luggage and work. It can be sometimes on a slow computer. But I'm getting used to doing these lives. It might be like once every week or twice every week. do in-camera lives, and then sometimes, if not more than most, the gaming lives. I'm trying to make sure I build up that my gaming channel, so that way when I feel like kicking ass on Uncharted or playing Returnal, I can just be like, you know what? Yeah, I might as well stream this as well. Because when I want to stream the games online, especially with the new subscribers, I'm like, I don't think these guys know that I game on here as well. I don't want to confuse the minds. Since you have people who are protecting the lore, you must protect the lore. I'm like, I don't want that noise. Only makes sense to make a gaming channel. And when I did it, I was like, holy crap, this is why I didn't even want to do one in the first place. I wanted this place to be like a hub. Do lives, in-camera lives, game lives, trailer reaction, movie review, rant, just like a whole compendium of things. Being as a ADHD as well, and multi-potentialite. Well, I'm a full house all in one. But I thought, you know what? Sometimes I just want to beat some people online and also have my ass handed to me, because my brother and I play Uncharted online a lot. A lot. I learned French yesterday. Ah, nice one. I think I should title the next rant video I do for Alien Earth. She said Arthur downloaded. I'm like, so he can do. Oh boy. Another thing I don't get yet is why it only seems to be Kirsch that has the. It only seems, again, the writer could be playing games with us. Like, I'm letting you see what I want you to see. So when you bitch about it, you only bitch from this perspective. But the perspective I'm coming from is someone who really values these hybrids. You would also have surveillance on them at all times. I don't know why he seems to trust Kirsch so much. And even if someone said, "Oh, he's playing games and he's trying to test Kirsch as well," and it's a long game he's playing, you're messing with people's consciousness. That's too much of a gamble. Too much of a gamble. But at the same time, I just thought about this now, because Cavaliers has got so much money, he doesn't have to mourn or feel bad about losing a synth. I mean a hybrid, because essentially, if anything happens to the body, surely all you have to do is just copy and save their consciousness on a backup hard drive and reinstall. Especially when anything they've gone through this recent, like an operating system, you just reinstall on a new body. Or you can even essentially have multiple Wendy's, the same consciousness, like a hive network, running through multiple different hybrid bodies, but it's the same Wendy's mind. So then why would Arthur then go through all that hassle to try and pull the body out, when, if anything, the most important thing outside of the hybrid body, yes, is the mind. It's the whole consciousness, the personality per se. That's an interesting point to bring up in my next video. I didn't think of that. Just thought of it now. Because Arthur went through that whole kerfuffle only to end up dead. So that's the next question I want to ask. Why is the egg change its function? When Morrow was around it in the spaceship, it didn't open fast. When Boy Cavalier was in front of it, it didn't open fast. When Arthur was in the room and someone opened the door, the egg opened fast and Facehugger came out quick. So that's twice they've messed up, or three times now they've messed up the consistency of how the egg works. That's very, very bad. That's very, very bad. Very bad indeed. Very, very bad. Okay, that's going to be my talking point then. The intelligence behind Arthur, the intelligence behind Toodles or Toodaloo, whatever his name is, Isaac, the intelligence behind Boy Cavalier. Because I don't understand why he's always trusting that surveillance camera or footage on Kirsch and Kirsch only. Because these things are expensive, right? And you don't want them to get broken anyway, anyhow. Until next time. Until next time. Peeps, I've of course been your one and only multi-potentialite, neurodivergent host. the Cosmic Jedi. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Signing out. I learned French last week. Arthur downloaded it into my mind. Or am I lying? Yes.